All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do remember to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And for our lovely members, bless up to all you ones keeping the shows running. So, as you saw by the title, Jamaica got dominated by Mexico. We're going to discuss that deep dive and then ask some connected questions towards that. Then we are going to go straight into the Unity Cup. Will Jamaica be a part of it? We're going to discuss some things, and that's where you're going to get everything tied in to the video that I've done the other day. All right, so thanks for being here. Hope all you lovely people are okay and well. All right, so yeah, let's dig straight in. Jamaica Reggae Girlz had played Mexico in a two series game clashes, which both of those games ended in defeat for Jamaica. And it was just not defeat, because this was a team that Jamaica defeated in order to go to the World Cup. All right, and definitely we have watched this same Mexican team actually played several games, and we thought that they were definitely running for that third spot in CONCACAF. So let me get everything up and running. But before we go there, let me try and big up the people inside the chat. So we saw Grant Walters in the house, JP Galactic Beats in the house, massive respect. Michael Gardner, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Roach Narden in the house, Kemar, Buckley, and Jerry Maya as well in the building. Bless up to all you lovely people checking in so fast. All right, so let me slide over to the detailing screen so we can give people what we're talking on. All right, so we have CONCACAF. CONCACAF is the region that we're talking on today. All right. And in CONCACAF, we have two powerhouses, and at least in the elite level of ladies football, which is Canada and United States. Those are the two elites. But right behind that, you have two spots that keeps changing. All right, at ladies football, definitely it's just three and finish: Mexico, Canada, and United States. But for some reason, Mexico I think Mexico overall at the main ladies level can't get it correct. All right, yes, and a lot of people ask if this is a next cycle where in which they are not going to get it correct. But they had joined like 4 to 5 different tournaments, and we clearly saw that they are playing some very good football. Maybe only cast off by United States, not even Canada, just United States alone. So with that said, we had a chance to see them against Jamaica. All right, to see them against Jamaica. All right, as what you saw right here, United States and Canada are the first and second on FIFA rankings. All right, and then Mexico is in second position because they jumped 2 spots. All right, and Jamaica is in fourth right here. So you clearly saw what I was trying to say to you guys. All right, so anyways, let me get into the breakdown of the games itself. All right. Yes, Demshire, big up yourself. I am Leighton, big up yourself. And Know Yourself with Kevin Jones in the building. Big up yourself to all the real ones them that keeps on supporting my platform, because knowing that I'm a person that stands for something, and it's in an era where all the weak and fainted people grouping up, and the fact that you guys are still here and I've gotten it correct, I have to give you guys massive respect, because a lot of you guys could have just joined the crowd of the propaganda and get everything easy and everything, and you guys stuck by me and we got it correct. What we're putting out, people really responding to it. Westland says Suriname will beat your ass. we will talk about Suriname on a different day. We concentrate on this one. So the first game ended 3 goals to nil. All right, 3 goals to nil. All right, and I'm going to break down everything. I'm going to give you the post match as well from our brother Dean Burton as well. So this is the first game. They are going to go through it, give you the stats and everything, and then give you the second game, and then I will put everything together. Sadna, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. All right, so this is what you saw here for both starters. You have Danisha Blackwood, Spencer, Swaby, Samson, Plummer, and Simmons, Bailey, Swaby, and Jody Brown here. McKenna and Adama Lurkin as the start in 11. And then on the bench, you have Tiffany Cameron, Risha Walker, Naya Cardoza, Trudy Carter, Sydney Snyder, Leah Brooks, Shaniel Buckley, Paige Bailey Gale, Kiki Van Zatten, and Jalaya Cox McPherson. On the Mexican team, you had Barrera, Bernal, K. Bernal, and R. Bernal, K. Luna, and N. Hernandez with A. Delgado, Alice Soto. You guys like the nippy technical players them, so I think Jamaica would definitely love this phenom that I'm watching from around 10 years old playing football, which is incredible because she's equally as popular now as how she was at 10 years old, 11 years old. You know, sometimes they're putting her on the field, her jersey's bigger than her, and she's still going on there, all right, with Michelle Fang and all of those girls, all right. Ovali, Camberas, Neto, and Birkin Road. That was the starting for the first game, all right. Goals came very early, 23rd, 32nd, and the 37th. Overall statistics on the day, 57% possession to Mexico, 3 big chances and 21 shots comparative to 4 shots in total for Jamaica and no big chance. 5 saves coming in for Big Bad Spencer, which was some very good saves, and 2 for Mexico. 10 corners to 1 and 10 fouls to 6. 417 passes to 331, 17 tackles to 20, and that was the first game right there. We're going to move into the second one, and then we start chopping up stuffs. All right. Yes. So this is the 4-0. Starting lineup, Sydney Snyder in goal. C. Swaby, N. Cardoza, A. Swaby, K. Plummer, Paige Bailey Gale, Bun Flaza, Adam Lurkin, Blackwood, Trudy Carter, and Jody Brown. And then you have Reyes, Bernal, Rodriguez, Hernandez, Espino, Soto, again, Delgado, Maya, and Avali with Camberas and Perez. Those were the actual starters. All right, so this is how the game started. 4 goals very early. Ovali, Soto, Camberas, and Soto to make it 4. On the total numbers of shots, 13 apiece, 1 big chance, according to the statistics here. 3 saves to 2, 5-4 corners, and the passes were 290 to 323. All right, so that's what you're seeing right there as it relates to both games. All right, so the coach, LMX, big up yourself, thanks for being here, massive respect. Sadna, bless up yourself, thanks for being here, massive respect. The coach was Dean Burton, our historical figure, Dean Burton, at least to me. I've talked about him always. Yeah, so I thought he was brutally honest. Simply said that it was embarrassing, and they went out there and they thought that they did good enough to get something from the second half, but it was an embarrassing performance. Very slow start yet again. Couldn't close down a lot of angles, couldn't get close to the Mexicans them. So my first question to ask right there, is it that the Mexicans toned down their game and Jamaica came out because they have everything to play for, because they are literally getting stamped out very early in the game? So there are nothing more for the Mexicans to truly play for, to push into those spaces, you could see that they have slowed down. So for me, in my opinion, I want to say that the girls them came up with some pride as to what the coach said, because he used the exact word. They showed some pride in the second half. So clearly he was not happy with it, and he's not holding his tongue as it relates to talking straight up. All right, and I really like the way how he sounded, and just saying it as it is. All right, still he has to get some blame for whatever they did out there, but we have to ask those questions. Is it that? How much? Not is it? Because Mexico did took their foot off the gas, but how much they took off the gas, and how much is actually Jamaica regressing? Because I had said that in the previous game, and I strongly believe that they have regressed. Obviously, they have changed the system to not adjusting to defensive plays and wing transition. They are trying to hold possession of the football. Is it going well? Every time we play against other teams, the fast close down. Some of these players are not comfortable on the ball to link up plays and move fast. So for me, I don't think it's working based off the last 6 games I've seen, but they are trying a different system. And do they need that system? Yes, them and Haiti showcased that they couldn't just go there and try to play wing transition football. Football is way too educated today for you to just bully your way through football. It's not going to work. People will pick you apart. So you need to add something to it. So I do agree with the method that you're trying to go with. That is true. But is it doable in the time that you have to qualify for our next World Cup? Would you sacrifice the next World Cup just to change your whole system? Can you change your whole system by just importing players? Or you have to put a philosophy in your overall structure? All of those questions are there to be asked. And I think they are all valid questions to be asked. All right, so let me know, fly off in the comment section. Let me know what say you on all of that. First thing, if you want to look at my title and say if it's not a domination, I thought it was a domination, and the Mexicans showcased their power. If they wanted to score more in both games, they could have scored more. That 1-2 quick close down, then push it to the wide to Ovali. Ovali bends one of those balls, and the unrushing Cambier, that's R. Perez running. Jamaica just never had no answer for them, because Jamaica was trying to high press majority of the game, and they couldn't deal with the slip coverages from Mexico. Mexico was too technical, too fast, too much stamina, too every damn thing. All right, and that's why I made the calculative effort to say to you that they toned it down to avoid injuries and just see through the game. All right, for the second half, I would still give Jamaica some credit, as what Burton said, to give them credit to say that they did come out and try. But if Mexico had up the gear, it clearly looks like Mexico could have scored more. And based off that, I think I am seeing slight regression, right? Not slight regression, but regression there. I don't know, because sometimes you can regress, but still be good enough against the rest of the pack to still qualify. Well, I have watched other teams, so I am going to tell you that it's going to be a tough one again, because now you are going to have a Panama rugged team that is coming out more technical, more flowing. 80 added a few pieces. Yes, they lost against Chile in the second game, but they moved. We did that video separate, so you could watch it and see. They took off majority of their better players. JD, Chelsea, Dumane, all of them came off. Batshiba, all of them came off, and then they are working on things, you know. But also you could say that you don't have Bunny Shaw and maybe 1 and 2 others in certain games. But I still believe that the fluidity looks a little bit better in all the other teams. All right. So we have a lot of questions to ask as it relates to the Reggae Girlz. All right, is it either a right decision to move away from Mr. Donaldson? Because Mr. Donaldson might have known the limitations of a lot of these players. I had said that a lot of times in my last conversation. Because remember, you had a delusional coach before Donaldson that overly sensationalized everything. And I just said, anytime Jamaica meets one of these top teams, they are going to get battered and very easily, you know, because he was delusional. you know. And then Donaldson comes, and I said I can work with Donaldson a lot more because Donaldson seems to be much more educated, much more sane, you know, because that is important. You know, you can be educated and not sane, you know, yeah. So Donaldson worked in certain capacity and get the best out of these players, and I still believe that that was a part of the case as well. All right, Telexter, big up yourself. Brando in the building, big up yourself. Nitro in the building, big up yourself. Okay, said bless up. We didn't look good. I am worried about both Reggae Boys and girls to qualify for the World Cup. Float management in the house, massive respect. Bring back Donaldson, sort out the paper, the passports. We not ready. All right, so okay, already just saying that. It's not working. We should just jump ship. In my rant just a while ago, I've said that I think that the approach should be more of a possession-based style of some level, because we clearly saw that we can't just sit back against big teams. The progression is not going to be there. You understand me? That is true. But at the same time, you have a lot of things to work on. The selection policies are ridiculous from time to time, you know. Yeah, so that has to be change. That has to change in order to reach places. Big mistake with Donaldson and McLaren. They are better managers. Okay. Maxit said this coach is delusional. Should have never changed the coach. The JFF knows how to mess up things, and I strongly go on that same sentiments right there, Max City, about the JFF knows how to mess up a lot of things. I actually fully agree right there. All right, I fully agree right there. And the other day I did a video and I've said the same thing. And what I'm trying to prove to you now, that nothing have changed. The propaganda in YouTube space have changed, because you have a lot of people that are elitist mentalities and they try to cow down people to think that they can't think rational, when in reality we are the ones that are successful here. So it has to be something that the elitist mentalities them don't have. That's why they are not successful. You understand me? Yes. So I told you that. I told you that they use propaganda to make you think that a lot have improved. All right. And then that's how we're going to move on to the Reggae Boys as well. And you're going to see the same little behaviors around things. And it can come back to the same level. So when we reach a level, we find the ways to mash it up, because the intention of the other individuals are not the same as what the actual supporters really wants. And that was always one of the keys. I always heard Chris Smith stated that a man made a statement at the first day, said he's okay to sell a player rather than to qualify for a World Cup. And I never took it. You know, I looked over it and said people can change. But if I looked at all things that happened for the last 3 years after that statement made, or 2 years after that statement made, I think everything is more aligned to that same statement. It's just not coming from only that man. That man is the same man saying it, you know, but he has other people saying that, oh, this is what they want, and it's a system that we have to vote through. So when I've looked at a lot of things, you might change one or few pieces, but the mentality has not actually changed. All right? Yes. Jamaica Reggae Girlz is the most successful team in Jamaica football history. If it is not broken, don't fix it. Why fire the coach? They're gonna say they never re-hired the coach. They're gonna try and use words to claim that they're bright, and they don't make no sense. You get me? They don't make no sense. And that's why I don't give them grace, because every time they speak like they are this elitist type of individual. And the only thing elitist about them is the word that they are actually saying. Elitist, that's it. They are not qualified for no position that they're in, as I've said before. And clearly they don't make any sense. So anyways, let me flip over to the next side now. All right. Chess, big up yourself. Bro, I'm genuinely worried about our team. We now become a points bag side. All right. Either we start implement what the Mexican league is doing for their league, or start sending our girls to play in their league. We do have a few girls in their league, but maybe we need to do it from a very early age. Look a partnership with them. Try to work out things that is in favor with the actual players and not beneficial to individuals. All right, because I think we have done a lot of things that is tied to individuals rather than actual players. All right, and that is one of the biggest weaknesses, or one of the biggest destruction for football in Jamaica. You get me? Because they are doing it for themselves and not necessarily for the players. They kept when they can use the propaganda, they always said, "Oh, the players, the players, the players." But once the action comes out, it has nothing to do with the players. All right, all right. So we have Mexican says 0 cents. JD, continue to teach them. If it wasn't for you and others, things like this. Well, I can say in Imaxit, very few people stand up and say these things as myself. Very few people stand up and say this because they want to have friends with people. And the one thing you know about me, I don't like even myself. I stand for something more than liking myself. All right? More than liking myself. So if people want to hate me, they can go ahead and hate me, because what I stand for is more than myself. I'm a selfless person. All right? Not a selfish person. You understand me? And I think I've proven that over and over. You can disrespect me, want to kill me, promise me gunshot all you want. If I do see I'm coming from a country that was bringing in sufferation, and I can give you the knowledge, I am going to try and pass that knowledge, even if you want to kill me. And a lot of Jamaicans tend to want to kill people when they can't understand what you're damn saying. All right? And then 3 years' time, it proves that I was 100% correct. They have signed 3 managers, and the managers, they paid hundreds of millions, came and told them the same thing that I've said to them for 3 years, and they said that I'm an idiot, and because I'm running to foreign, I'm acting like I'm better than them. That's what they told me, because I was black. But yet still, the same man that they paid hundreds of millions came and told them the same thing. Better to be a one-eyed man in a blind man country than be a four-eyed. CC in the house. Big up yourself, Lansday, and big up yourself, everybody that's coming in. Massive respect. Mexico was technically sound, control, and passing A+. Yeah, Mexico is ridiculously good. But the fact that I have been doing YouTube with Soto and all of those girls coming through, and I saw them playing football revolutionary for Mexico, I'm saying, look at that. And you people tell me that education is not essential towards things? Come on, man. If you tell me that, it is madness. You know, JFF just have strength for YouTubers. Oh, God. Why CC saying these things? Anyways, let me move over to the next side now so we can break down things. So the Unity Cup now. The Unity Cup. I've done a few researches, and we have to big up Simon as well, because sometimes when he will make sure to try and give me some additional information towards a question and stuff. So we have to give Simon respect as well. And I actually think that Simon is still providing something. I think he might add value to the JFF, you know, but I think Simon still being there is not enough. I am very sorry. Because even though Simon might want to try to inject what he's doing and add more value to everything, it's not enough, because other people on the side want to do whatever they want to do. All right? So, and that will not change. So anyways, now, the other day we built a video talking about that, the Unity Cup. How is this doable? And a lot of people came on and said, JD, we're thinking the same, you know. But look like no one wanted to say it, because obviously people afraid of backlashes. So anyways, what we have checked, Leon Bailey would be playing a day before the actual game. Same for Bobby Reed. Same for Ethan Pinnock. If Mikel Antonio comes back, the same thing. Whoever is in League One, the same thing. Damian Lowe, the same thing. Damara Gray, the same thing. Blake, the same thing. Gray, the same thing. That is Gray in the MLS. So we don't have any MLS players. We don't have any Saudi players. We don't have any Premier League players. We don't have any players in promotional fights. And some of our players in promotional fights and all of our other players comes from the Premier League, Saudi, and the MLS. So we have no players, but the coach's interest is to get his team ready for the World Cup hunt. So the first question I've asked, then who are we going to use? Before I get to the actual shocking other side, you know, which you guys are going to laugh, all right? You guys are going to be laughing, all right? So who are we going to use? Because nobody will let go of their players. They pay these players. We barely pay people. we like when people come and pay their own fear. As they said, when Mikel Antonio comes, he pays his own fear. So we don't even pay people. We don't even pay people. So how are they going to, and if they don't come, they're not committed, they don't love Jamaica. Okay, those are the stupid things you're going to hear, because those are the propagandists that sells these stupid things. You understand me? But these guys are at their job, and then you're telling them that they need to come to a competition that has no value to nothing, more than just draw their legs for them to jump to get to BVI 2 days before the actual game plays, and make sure they get a training session in for a critical game that they have to get over 7 goals, because they're 7 goals behind the next team, and they don't want to come second in the group because it might not favor them. All right, or that will set them up for a dogfight with Guatemala, and Guatemala will have the advantage going in the game, even though it's in Jamaica. All right, so we had to point out all of that, and surprisingly, people actually realized that we had a valid argument, and they had the valid argument, as they had the valid points as well. And then now we add something to it. If both teams have qualified for the Gold Cup, it is not the rule for the Gold Cup that means they can't play in the same competition before, if it's not a World Cup qualifiers, which you will not have the World Cup qualifiers at this point. All right, so it is not possible. So is it that this promoter pushed this thing out very far early, and it was not the right cause, or it is not as accurate, or they jumped the gun? But the problem is our person, which is our General Secretary, he came out and confirmed this. So is it that he's in over his head and never knew these things? You understand me? So I don't know this is going to work. And I think TNT might face the same problem as well. TNT might face the same. No, not might. They are going to face the same problem as well. So is this a confirmed thing? Or it's going to be withered away? Or you're going to just take some players, everyone that you're not going to use, and just use the brand name Jamaica and find 20 more players and just look at it as a scouting network? Maybe that could work. I don't know. I'm going to check the rule, and I'm going to try and contact someone from Concacaf to see if that could possibly work, because maybe you already take people money. I don't know about the money, but I'm saying maybe you already take people money, and then you have to fulfill the obligation, because the Gensec had said that they are going. But how much he actually knows about football and rules about football. And that's why I've always said people talks about their actual location. So if you're a Gensec and you deal with money thing, stay on money thing. Don't talk about what will happen on a footballing basis, because you don't know these things. All right, and these are factual things. All right, so I think this is in limbo. This is in limbo for them not to go there, or you're going to get just a team that nobody knows. All right? Because maybe if you use them, you can't use them in the Gold Cup based on how the draw works with the Gold Cup as well. You understand me? So all of those things you couldn't release. So I think they released this way too early then, because you don't know how the draw for the Gold Cup would have gone, and you released this weeks before. So this is unprofessional, coming in from the actual promoters. All right, and I think Simon knows these things, but definitely looks like the Gensec doesn't know these things. You understand me? So that's what I'm saying. So everyone should go in their location, and that's why education is essential towards getting jobs. You need to qualify for the jobs and that you're damn doing. All right? Or stop doing 50 jobs. You understand me? You might be a master of none. You understand me? Yes. So this, hold on before you buy a ticket for this thing, because we don't know if this is going to be a thing at all for Jamaica. All right? Because those are actual real statements. Windbreaker, big of yourself, don't speak negatively against your employer in public domain. All right. JFF, as it is presently constructed, is the problem. Simon is just a press officer. Change only occur with people in real power. But he still can put out information as well. Never like, yo, JD, you don't, you speak about this Mexican girl team long time. Yes, yes. And the players them that's coming through now are my players them. All right. Never like, oh, they didn't offer any pre or post match press conference for the girl this window. It looks away. No, we had I would play what Burton said. Burton was straight up. Burton, I thought that these are the people that we need. People that the seat and call it as it is. Melshire, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Guys, as you come in, please do it, like, button, share, and subscribe. I will open the platform so people can speak, but I wanted to set the stage so people know what I'm talking on. Those are the two subjects. JD, I spoke on the Unity Cup and questioned how they gonna set it up because there's no players available. So this is a brand new 23. All right. And you should factor that in. Those 23 players that is brand new would have to make sure they don't have any other leagues playing in CC. So what level of 23 we're going to even get as well. You understand me? JD, we may not see eye to eye, but I pointed this out at Chuma Black. Oh my God. No value, and we have critical World Cup matches. The JFF folks are dumb. FIFA restriction lift, so it may be free trip for JFF man them to London. I'm hoping that they're watching this damn video so they can actually look back at some things and get out to the fans and let them know. No ticket buying, and yes, no ticket buying until you get some clarity on this competition. All right, because I'm not sure if Jamaica might be there or it just be a Jamaica color shirt, and I don't know. All right, Jensek is just a politician with all with all Jamaican politicians. They aren't qualified for those roles they are placed in. All right, Conrad is the only players available. Okay, then we have Sean Bass, big up yourself, thanks for being here, massive respect. Then we have DJ Gigs, big up yourself, all the real ones, them coming in. Then we have Jason Guna, big up himself as well. Valney, big up yourself, same thing, different days. Well, Valney, I told you to call in you and let me have a chat, you know. And guys, if you're listening and you want me to have a chat, you link me up on my number or my Instagram and we can drop some videos, all right? Because sometimes others will listen to you guys more than me. You know, they develop this hatred because you have the cult elitist members. They're fighting me behind the scenes. All right? Yes. And they don't want me to speak out, or they want to diminish my power that I do have with them people's minds. All right? Yes. But I think that was built out of credibility. You understand me? Yes, and that can't be changed because the elitist mentalities, they offer no credibility. They are in behind the shadows. All right? They are in behind the shadows. And that's why I said I don't go in no grouping because I am not grouped with man. All right? Yes. So I will never change. I am for the people and will be for the people always. And at the same time, this is what love is. So people question, always talk about, oh, it and this, I know you don't like. No, talking the truth actually is more love than telling lies to people. And then when it's hit the fan, you run away just like the others. No. We are here to fix those things. All right. Marty, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Hope all is well. JD, open the Discord. I will take calls because the calls can be controlled and people will get your point out. So I will take the calls and make everyone speak on whatever subject they want to speak on. Yes, let me go with that one. It seems like we don't have a plan B when Bunny is not there. But I think even if Bunny was there, don't let anybody fool you. Even if Bunny was there, I don't think we beat Mexico yesterday. Sometimes we have to just know the truth and say it as it is. If Bunny was there, it might actually be worse. It might actually be worse. Because Bunny would have been concentrating on trying to score. But we needed more people to plug the gaps and play as a one system. All right? So sometimes I know that it's good to say that, oh, if another player was there, it would have been easy. No, sometimes players that are good at one thing, literally, sometimes if things going bad, it makes it even worse for the team. All right, yes. So always be careful of that statement. If Bunny was there, everything might be. No, no, no. I don't look at football like that. I will look at the turnover rates and all of those stuffs rather than just saying if a player was there, everything would have changed. Good morning, Dustin. Omar Falling, big of yourself. Thanks for being here. Yeah, man. Everyone that's coming in, I'm taking a call. I think this is CC, Mr. Rosie. Oh my God. His name is Rosie. Good day, Mr. CC. How are you doing?
Yeah,
Which
man,
one of the
morning,
points
can
do
I
you
hear
want
me?
to touch? And do your
Can I
thing.
hear me?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Where are you hearing it? Where are you hearing it? Let me turn this up.
What? What? You hear me still?
Yes, I'm hearing. I'm hearing it loud and clear.
Oh, yeah, we just have to make sure. But no, all right. So the number one point, the first thing, the Reggae Girlz. They should have never hired the gentleman that is the coach of the team right now.
Ooh, so you're saying the coach should not be hired? Should have never gotten
They should have never
hired.
gone. They should have never gone there. There are circumstances, JD, and some things they don't touch. And I think there's an era of what do I call it now?
Coach should have coach.
There's a destabilization around this team right now. I feel like, say, oh, to be honest, I don't know if this coach is coming back to coach the team. This is just my opinion.
You don't think he's coming back?
No, I don't think so. That is just my opinion.
Okay.
Because I think if something is not broken, JD, you add to it. You don't fix it. You don't try to, what do you call it now? Reshape it. Right? So if you had the previous coach before, and he was, somewhat successful, in
No, if it's Reggae Girlz, he was successful. We are not gonna don't. He was right. Successful, yeah.
So that's what I said. I don't really want to downplay anybody and thing, but I said in terms of he was successful. So why is it that you decided to, out of your ego, get rid of the guy?
No, they said technically they never fired him. They just never renewed his contract.
No, but
when they had the first preference to re-sign him back. So that's technically
that's like
oh my
saying,
God.
I think when Fabregas was coming back to Arsenal had the first preference to sign Fabregas and Chelsea signed him. It's like saying they never rejected Fabregas.
Yeah.
Because they have first preference, so technically you rejected him.
Yes. No, I know CC, but I have to make sure the fan base hear these stories, these runarounds. That's why I call him elitist, CC. That's why I call him elitist.
Yeah,
because
at
only
that
them brain.
At that point in time, we allowed ego to get the better of us, and you see, this is the result of it. This is the result of it. You see, moderates. You see, to me, so JD, success of the negative thing with success is that people feel as if they tend to can do without you. And they tend to diminish who would have brought them the success in the first place. So it's almost like, okay, we were successful with a different coach before, and when we got successful with you. So that means the one constant in this is us.
All right, here, CC. Brando says Donaldson was successful, but he also didn't follow his contract. You can't continuously speak negatively out about your employers and eat your cake as well. So every time I heard the negativity that you're talking about, it's a actual thing that happened, CC. So what he's pretty much saying that you can't talk what happened. So if a player didn't reach because of problematic thing in the JFF, you can't say that to the public. You have to lie. So you have to be a contractual liar then, Brando.
But basically, I think what happened is that, in my opinion, what happened is something was said, and the guy said it, and I don't think it probably was taken in the right light. It's like, when I say off the record, and then somebody just bring it out. But I don't think you're supposed to hold that against the man. They say, oh, he said this, and this is the reason why. Like for me, it just put you down a part now where sometimes them have this thing, JD, where them say if the cat is big, if you are bigger than, I'm put it like this, if the S is bigger than the cat, then that's when they get rid of him. But if the cat is bigger than the S, then they keep the cat. So the coach success was bigger than that one. That utterance. So there was no need to fire the coach, or no need to not renew the coach's contract.
All right, but Cece, let me pause right there. I'm going to show people that this is a common occurrence. John Wall spoke up on the matter. They fired John Wall. That's exactly what happened. They fired John Wall. Tupper, understudy at the time, spoke up that they weren't picking the team. They have no control of the players them coming in, the influx of players them coming in, which will prove that is fully true because Tupper said he was the one put all them on the field because you're not going to come and give me Mikel Antonio and those guys and I can't play it and I'm not going to play them. I'm going to put them on the field. So he sabotaged our World Cup qualifiers based on the fact that they said they never had enough control. They weren't people trying to give them players and they should pick their team out of the players them. You understand me? They fired them. They fired all of them. And then that same guy came out and spoke again the other day. What's his name, man? What's his name that got the U20 management? We just talked about him, man.
Wait.
Jerome Waite. So they fired all of these guys as soon as they're speaking out. So that means the public. So that means you are trying to make sure the public don't know the truth, Brando. You're so like funny, Brando. You don't want the people. So that means you're trying. Your success is rooted in keeping the public dumb. That's what you're telling people here, CC. So you're only going to hire yes man. Yeah, those people have to be yes men, even if it's a small thing. They can't come out and speak about it because remember they are also certified people, you know. So if I'm a coach and it's going to limit my other application that I'm going to send in, I'm going to always stand on that side because I need to open my doors them. I left my doors them open and not getting crucified for something that I have no control over. So it's a suicide. You look at it, CC, from that standpoint. It's a suicide mission taking any job in Jamaica.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what you have to do. That is why I say sometimes you have to put yourself in a position of power, JD. A lot of people see me and probably hear my voice and say, CC probably want this work and that work. I'm in a position of power. I don't need anybody to give me a job. I can get a job in anywhere in the world. You understand what I say? Like, I have qualifications that can get me into any job in the world. It might not be the biggest job, like I could get a director position, but I could get a job to take care of myself and my family. So if you don't put yourself in a position where, like for example, you see some people in a party, they're basically saying, yellow me say till the rest of my life. Okay. So you're saying yellow to the rest of your life because that's the only way you can get a job or the only way you can get an opportunity. Because if you don't say that, you can't get an opportunity because you don't have any qualification, you don't have any education, you don't have you don't have any worldly requirements to go out there and get anything anywhere. You understand what I mean? JD, you don't have the things that can cross borders. So if you have that, nobody can do nothing to you, Like they can attempt, but the world is bigger than them.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So because of that, as I said, it's a suicide mission because everybody that is left, that is able to speak up, is limited to getting a job in Jamaica. Are limited to getting a coaching in Jamaica. So they're limited to that situation. So there's no way they can come out and say anything. Because the door can just shut on all of these guys. So what are you going to do? You're just going to not say anything. You're going to just take the money and just not say anything and everything just go wrong.
Thank you. Now you get to my point, and that's how you get half-assed work given to you because people know that you want a yes man. Okay, I'm gonna sign up for a yes man. Okay, this is what you want, 6 + 16. All right, I am going to work on what you had said. I know that it can't work, but I am going to work on that. You understand me? But at the same time, I'm gonna give hints out there to make people know that the 10 players that Simon recommended to me, the 5 players them Simon recommended to me, Harry Town did, American Gardner picked the team. So that means when I leave this job, I can use that as reference point to say that no, I wasn't picking it. You know why? CC? I saw Mr. Al Grimson did the same thing. And when he gets the job at Ireland, he literally pointed out those things to say that he was not the one talking about Messi Greenwood. This is the man that brought this to me. So you see, sometimes the coaches them saw what they're getting themselves in and make sure to play themselves out of it.
We are moving to the next point. My thing I've always stated, right, is that in terms of, I think we could have built something in 10 years and reach in terms of reach up to a certain level in Concacaf.
Yeah.
As I saw what Canada did, and I don't think it took 15 years. I don't think so. So
which one? The men or ladies? Because it all depends, you know. Because if it's ladies, Canada have been on top of ladies football for longer than the 15 years. I'm
talking the men. I'm talking the men. But I'm talking the men because remember, JD, 15 years ago, Canada never have a professional league.
Yes, they never had a professional league. Yes, that is.
Like they never had that. So that's what I'm here to say. And now Canada have a professional league. And I'm not saying they're trying to utilize players out of their league per se, but I'm just showing you that everything that they have put the constructs together into a certain, to attain a certain level. To the point now they're hosting a World Cup. I remember stating that Jamaica could host a World Cup in collaboration with
you had said that a couple years ago, and we had to beat it. No. It was an international war. We remember well. I had to tell her.
Yes.
No, but Jamaica cannot host a World Cup.
But put it like this.
CC, me ain't not going down that road again for 3 years.
But JD, I'm going to do a video and show people how it can work.
And I'm waiting. I'm waiting the video. But people, Jamaica can host the World Cup, all right? Jamaica can host the World Cup. CC, the plan, CC, 3 years ago, we settled on a co-op mission. But Jamaica cannot host a World Cup. World Cup are coming.
I'm not talking Jamaica by itself, you know. I'm not talking about Jamaica
yes,
by
but
itself.
CC, that was the plan that me and you and everybody settled on. Because you were saying at first, it was Jamaica alone hosting the World Cup, and I said CC. CC, video is there on YouTube, you know. Please, CC.
It's misinterpretation, JD. It's misinterpretation.
All right.
Because I could never.
But CC, if it was a misinterpretation, why then you were the one that settled on we would have to draw in 3 to 4 nations, and then we do it like America doing it, America, Canada, but go ahead. I'm just trying to show you that's why I knew that you meant Jamaica at the time.
Page. Then I was saying when it got around to everybody on the same page, then then everybody realized that I was actually saying we could have other persons that can.
Okay. So maybe we misinterpreted it. Okay. But yeah, that was the only thing that is semi.
From that, the specific thing. Go ahead. Yeah, so alright. So me in terms.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. I don't know why you're chipping out.
I was saying with the coaching thing, right? I don't know. Yeah, but I think that so the coaching thing, right? I was saying, if it is that we are going to implement a football philosophy, implement a certain like license, all of these things we're going to implement from grassroots youth level coming up, right? And we're going to try and do this. I thought, why not get the people millions that you're paying to a head coach to the senior level? Why not get the people and spend most of that money?
Okay. All right. CC. Continue.
Come up.
All right. So
come up with it, and then.
So the FIFA money that we got, the majority of that funding should go into development as to what the funding states on the front. Obviously, it could be used for other services, which it did for Reggae Girlz and also hiring new coaches. You're saying that we should just go to youth coaches and infrastructures, period. The whole, every dollar.
So I'm saying the majority, which I don't know if the majority was spent on the development side, but I'm saying the majority should have been spent. So the majority should have been spent on getting instructors from the more successful regions to come in and implement a curriculum or mirror the curriculum like the UEFA curriculum and get it into our system, and then we like train up all of those guys, and then those guys in turn will train the other set of guys. So get our contingent of local coaches qualified.
Okay, no, I see.
For the local coach. So even if you have at the time when you have, for example, top coach in the team, you could implement all of this underneath. So by the time we reach to this stage, the coaches that are coaching the national team is Not saying that they're going to be the same, but they have equivalent qualifications as per the people like Europe or Argentina and those places.
Yeah.
So you would have far more qualified coaches and the corrections, because how do you blame a player inability to turn or to have special awareness when the coach at the grassroots level to teach him that? Because you're blaming the player, they're blaming the product, which is the player in the local league, But we're not. Some people are not blaming the maker of the product.
Yeah, but here where the beating will come now, Rose. Majority of those persons that are the high profile individuals that should be blamed for those situations would have been Mr. Speed, them as the head persons, them to be blamed.
Bro, because but in and of itself, they themselves said they realized after years of saying, oh shit, you know that we should have done this and this should have been done, so you're doing it now. And I'm saying, when people are speaking about it, because there's a lot of things, JD, you say it, and there's a lot of things that I've said, and people laugh at me, to scar, because I said, and I think people misinterpreted it. I said, recruitment only works best when you have a proper development base. So if you don't have a proper development base, and your sole plan is to recruit, it is not going to work. Because the way in which recruitment works, you're not going to get every talent.
Okay.
And you probably don't get the best of the talents.
All right. But let me make it more understandable, CC, because if you say it like that, right. It would have been hard for them to understand. So you want an outlined system like Mexico is speed transition, technical players. Period.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So if you're going to recruit those players, and then you're developing players to match that criteria that you want, the requirements. Yes. So you're saying that Jamaica need to identify what their strengths are and what system they want to play, and everything.
So right now,
okay. No, that would have sound different, CC. But when you just flat out said, recruitment can't really work when you don't have any development, it sounds a little different, because nobody knows what you're developing, because you can't just develop players in football.
So that's why, so that's why I was saying, if you implement, as I say, a philosophy, speed, transition, all of those things, technical players, then you know what you're looking for.
Yes.
Right now, we don't know what you're looking for. All we know is
I would agree there. I would agree on that.
All we know is this. Madison playing England, and Madison looks good. All we know is when Jonathan Rowe plays in England, they are developed. I'm not saying they're not good players now. They're probably the best players. But guess what happened? We are looking, when we recruit 10 of them, we don't know the specificity, as in, all right, what type of players Jonathan Rowe, what type of players Dujan Sterling, what type is this the type of football that we want to play? Do they fit the system? But we don't have any. So we are relying on them to come in and then bring in a foreign coach, and that foreign coach now implement a system suitable to them, and more familiar with them, are more familiar with the players.
And then now the JPL players are whosoever coming from America has to come and fit into that system. So you're saying every coach comes, it's a different thing, and everybody have to try and adapt to whatever that coach comes, and it's not a philosophy. Okay. So which I actually agree with that statement. I agree with that statement. You cannot identify 23 players to say these 23 players are technical, speed, transition. They are this type of. I can see why the coach selected these players. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Then that is why when we go out there and play on the field,
we always look disjointed. Yes, that is true.
And when they go to their club, they look brilliant.
Because they got bought for their club for that specific reason. They fitted in the system. Yes, that is well said. People, I cannot disagree with CC on this, because I've said similar. And that's why even when I'm talking about Mothersill, I am trying to figure out what the coach does best to say who would have fitted in it. CC, I never just talked on Mothersill only. just talk on him because he's a player. I've said what I saw them doing. I don't know what they truly want to do. I don't know whatever they're trying to lead up to. But the coach himself said he's letting the system comes to him. That's what he said out of his own mouth, you know.
All right, so that is why JD. That is why there's always a war between who should be selected and who should be called with everybody, because everyone has a different. Are looking at a different type of player, and there's no cohesiveness into say, all right, this player versus that player. So everybody fighting over, okay, because all of the players are good enough. That's the thing, you know, most of the players are good.
No, but when you use the word all of the players are good, yes, they're all professional and they are good to their department. So if a man is good for do a task for you, Warner Brown came in the other day. He did the job what they asked him to do, so he's good in that bracket. But if you know that it's a closeout and more technical ability would have required and the spacing is gonna be congestive, maybe Warner Brown wouldn't be that one for that. So I can understand your statement, but CC, you have to be. CC, remember this is a fickle area, you know, and the problem is you have a problem with becoming more detailed in the explanation, so it could get lost in transition. Because I understand what you're saying, you know.
Because you know what, that is why JD sometimes I don't like to text. I don't like to type in the comment section, because the moment I start typing in the comment section, it's almost as if people misinterpret it and it gone to a different level. Because I think a lot of time people, like me, I tell to people, say my only problem is that we're trying to fit players into something that there's nothing to fit into. There's nothing right now. We're fitting in something that is there's nothing. And as I said, the coach is saying he's allowing
the system to come to him.
The system to come to him. What is that? What is that? Like, what is that?
When I heard him say it, you know, and then right after that he said, "Oh yes, we can blend locals with lower level players with higher level." I'm saying, Jesus God. Well, I think he's just trying to appease everyone, and he came up with. I don't think he genuinely believed that statement that he made. You know, I think he just wanted to appease everyone because he realized that you have a problem. And remember, you know, this is big, you know, because you heard guys came on programs and talk about his time in Jamaica and asking why we just don't put everybody together, all qualities together, and let me figure it out. So what my question to you now, CC, is, even though we have recognized what the problem is, what the people would have said to you then, CC, if all of them come from England and all of the rigid systems kind of be in England, would it not still be best that they try it that way? Because maybe that's what they are resorting to, you know.
But the first thing, better you do it that way right now, in the short term. There is no other way to do it right now. You better do it that way in the short term. Because currently, you just have like a year and a half to qualify for a World Cup. So you better you do it that way right now in the interim, as some people would put it in football terms, in the interim, than to try and to do something else outside of that. But in terms of touching on the Unity Cup now, JD, when I saw Unity Cup come up, I was saying to someone, like, how will this work? Because the window opens June 2nd to the 10th. And we have two qualifications where we have to go to BVI and we have to come back to Jamaica, the 7th and the 10th, right? Mm-hmm. And the last time the Unity Cup was played, it was played May 29th to June 2nd in 2004. Mm-hmm. So my inkling was it's going to be played around that period of time. But when I'm looking at it, Blake has a game on the 24th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but not on the 24th only. He has a game right on the same time. Not even the 24th. I think it's on the 20th. No, he has a game on the 26th. So he would have to jump on a plane to come. No, on the same night. So it's going to 27. The game is going to finish my time. So remember, me and England on the same time. So he would have to jump on a plane to reach there, and then he has a game on the 30th. So the 29th for you guys, but on the 30th on my same time. So two games he has to be available in Philadelphia, unless they have 60 more goalkeepers, and I never saw those 60 more goalkeepers. So where are they going to come from? You understand me?
I remember when I was saying to somebody that, how is this going to be plausible when they're not going to have any Premier League players, they're not going to have any Saudi. The only player that they might have is like, I think, Championship and League One players. I think those leagues finish. Championship finished May the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and League One finishes in that period as well.
But every time, what you have to do, you have to add 2 weeks on it. for the playoffs. If so, League One would have finished a little bit longer, and then the 2 weeks added in it for the playoffs. Yes, but on the scene of playoffs, now Kaim Dixon could be made the bench at least, because now you have LeBron injured and out, and now you have Tyrese kind of. So Tyrese had an injury the other game, so I don't know if it's going to continue. So that means automatically players that we want, we can't get because they are injured, and Kaim Dixon and Anderson might have to make up the numbers on the bench at least. So that is two more players that you wouldn't even get as well.
So then maybe they could get saturated around at something there, around the other league here, and they could get the other guy, the name Stewart,
but I
think the Trevante team is, I think they're the top 3. So it's a possibility if them have UEFA. I think them probably have UEFA qualifier. You know? It depends, you know. I'm not sure. But my thing about it is, JD, I thought when I saw it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, where are the players going to be coming from? And who are these players? Like I just can't see it because, as I said, it's a non-FIFA window. And it's right after the league, them finish basically. For all the players that we have, and players, as they say, going to be in playoff contention.
Yes, and Damian Lowe and Damar Gray will have the game the night as well. They are finishing the morning. So Damian Lowe and Damar Gray cannot make the first game 1,000%.
I think them set it up probably not even thinking that they would have qualified for the World Cup. That's just my thinking, and it happened that them qualify. But it's almost like because I'm still trying to figure out. I'm very, very curious when this squad is being named. But after that, a press conference there, because I don't know. Like JD, I don't know.
Believe me, don't bust your brain on it, because I have a feeling that Jamaica ain't going to play in it. I just have a feeling like that because I have gotten statements, and just the amount of confusion you have, me have right here. The people that is involved are the same confusion. Oh, this is going to happen. And that is shocking. I'm not going to call any name. But people involved. Yes. I'm not going to call any name, but yeah.
The cup name Unity, but I'll be a disunity.
Yes. So, and people were surprised that it was announced, because you have a lot of rules. You have the rules about the Gold Cup, the amount of players that will be available, all of those stuff. So they never wanted it. So Jamaica never wanted it to be announced.
You know, there's a next layer. There's a next layer, you know, JD. Do you know the Club World Cup is being held simultaneously with the Concacaf World Cup?
Yeah.
Concurrently. It's going to run concurrently with the World Cup.
Okay.
In the same period of time. So, pretty much, even the nations that are going to be playing there, they're the teams that are going to be playing there. Some of their players probably in the Club World Cup.
Okay.
Because, like Nigeria doesn't have players who are playing for teams that are going to be playing in the Club World Cup. Remember, they're not obligated to play. They're not playing in the Gold Cup, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that at that period of time, if there are players that play for clubs that are possibly in the Club World Cup, I would have to research that. But I'm saying the Club World Cup is going to be played at the same period of time. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like, with the Gold Cup. So it's almost like players are going to say, they probably want some rest before going into that summer. That summer is going to be hectic.
Lee came in the chat and Lee said, why do fans always create a problem when there isn't a problem? I can tell you, Lee, it is a problem. Unless you work for JFF and you signed all the papers them, and that means you wouldn't be telling the truth, because I know that there is a problem. So click me right here, Lee, and when the problem turn up, you make sure you come back and say sorry. Make sure you come back and say sorry, because there is a problem. Because I literally said, I know that there is a problem. And him come and say, why fans think it's a problem? When me I tell him say it's a problem. Because the man in a question how it get released. Because they have not finalized anything. You understand me? So then what that means? So please, Lee, find a different word then to convince us then. All right, because maybe you have more words than anybody else here. All right.
But I'm saying the same thing, JD, when I was speaking at it, people were saying, oh, me if you worry about that, they will find a way to work it out. And I'm like, so I shouldn't say anything about it.
No.
Then, so me I look at it and I say, I'm a YouTuber. I speak on the football, so why should I not say anything about it? So it's a muzzle thing.
No,
So
you're
I don't
free.
know,
You're
like,
free for talk. You're free for talk. Whatever. You're free for if you have.
yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say anything about something that we all understand. Like, when I was a we all, me, I know I understand enough about football to know that this is an issue. This is an issue. So, we don't know, like, people don't understand, like, this is almost like going to the Olympics and when Thierry Henry wanted some players and Chelsea said no. So, what are people saying? Because it's a non-FIFA window, so we have no negotiating power over anything. Like, you're basically reduced to a beggar at this point in time.
Yeah.
Because, like, want of a better word. But the final thing we're going to say, JD, is this.
Yeah, man.
In terms of the whole philosophy thing and the whole, in terms of the type of players that we are creating, is the same thing that affects us, I think, when you look at the migration of players into Europe and trying to go up to a certain level. So Trivante went to Italy, right? Got come out of the Premier League, Jamaica Premier League, went to Italy in the Serie A, but wasn't able to stay in the Serie A. But the problem is that because we are not creating players that are fitting into systems into Europe, and the same things come back when time. Players that we're trying to play in our national team, we don't have a system per se in terms of how we are developing players. So everything goes hand in hand. If we add a philosophy and we add, as I said before, as we stated, in terms of how we were designing or creating players, because the players them when we go over and come back, we create. So if we were creating the players in a certain way, we say speed, transition. Really and truly have to be a slow player we have. Slow in thought, slow in. Anyway.
CC, don't say. CC, you're in Jamaica. They said that you should not talk like this. Mind them fix you. Don't dare. Be careful, CC. Be careful. Just finish your final point. Don't go over that side. I don't want because I Imaxit them kill you. All right.
That's why I must use my other name. That's why I must say Rose.
Okay, Rose. Yes, please. Conform to the statements that you can make in the land, you know.
I'm just telling you because when people think about speed, they only think about running, you know. They don't think about speed of thought, you know, in terms of decision making. They don't think about that, you know. Mental speed. Like, I don't even want to get tonight because I remember saying to somebody about the whole speed thing. They don't think about the technical age, the biological age, chronological age, and where a person can be in the development of football and the stages of how at which a player can be. So when you put all of that together, we have a system that is failing. We're failing to.
I can agree with that.
We're failing to export enough quality talent, and we're failing to recruit to a specific style or system. We're failing to recruit to a specific style or system. Even though we're getting some of the better players, and that's why they come on and look like they don't know what to do. But we're failing because we don't have a specific style, system, and we don't have a philosophy as to know what they're doing. If you see Italy play, you know Italy is defensive. You see Brazil play, you know they might adjust it, but they're still the same form of tiki-taka, short pass, transition style. You know. You see Spain, tiki-taka, short pass. You see everybody. You see England used to be direct. Now they have changed to a position type based playing football. So it's like we don't know what we want. So we have not created the technical players to suit that, and then we're not recruiting players who can fit anything because we don't have anything. We don't have anything to recruit into. So as we said, JD, it's just all things that I think 15 years. As I said, we said it before now. If you sit down and fix the thing from the ground up, 15 years can get us into a comfortable place where we start competing on a level and continue to build
a consistent level.
Consistent level. But knowing us, we don't know how to build that success.
All
we
right.
had success between 1996 and 2002. We threw it away.
All right.
We had success
with the girls, Reggae Girlz, and we threw it away.
And we are throwing it away.
All right, CC. Let me finish it right there because we don't want them to kill you.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Left it right there somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Respect. Yeah. So that was CC, people. Let me just answer a few comments. Please do it, like button, share, and subscribe. Let me go up to 150 or so. Let me answer Mr. Lee here. Does anyone have information on whether the JFF is receiving payment for their participation in the Unity Cup? Yes, you would have to get payment, Lee, to go anywhere. Nobody, JFF doesn't have any money to pay players to go anywhere to not recoup anything. That is the case. And Lee, when you come on at least my platform, I stand for something. So if I do say something, it has to be rooted in information that I have. So if I do put it in my title, yes, anything I say, it is 100% how I've said it. All right? Yes. So just like Simon would have said, he's the credibility boss. I can just say exactly what you saw in my title because I make sure to layer myself in certain context only. You get me? And that's pretty much it. All right? So if you see a title, you don't come here and question what I'm saying. All right? You come and can confirm that, yes, what I'm saying is actually true and you can talk freely on that. Believe me. I have stood for that, and yeah, and I would love for you to make sure you do that to everybody as well too, if you're gonna hold that stance, or if they have certain accreditation, you automatically believe them. I wouldn't like that you are that type of person, and I don't know who you are, but I wouldn't like that. That's the type of person you be. Okay. All right. Okay. Said CC don't like CFAS. I don't think CC had said nothing like that at all. All right. I thought that CC made perfect points. It makes sense, you know. For some reasons, when CC gone about monks, the other people, maybe CC speaks a little bit different, and then people don't like the double speaking, you know. But for today, he makes sense on what we're saying and maybe a solution towards it. And I think that was the problem for years, and people still trying to put out their way out to fix it, and clearly their way ain't working from 1998 until now. And every single glimpse we get of it working, we tend to fire those people and go back to what we perceived would have worked. All right. Brown Beer in the house, massive respect. CC talks like this because xenophobia isn't allowed over here at JD. No. I'm hoping that CC honest what he thinks, you know. And then we have before the game says blessings. Very difficult game last night. It was 2 games, you know, and it was a lot of games as well before the game, you know. Yes, so at some point we have to call it not the game, but the situation that we found ourselves in. And I think it's more of the situation. I have been telling people that I think Mexico have leapfrog both Haiti and Jamaica. Haiti have found their way out to play. They are looking better. They have still not gotten where they want to be. But I can see that they are trying to add everything to improve themselves. As it comes to Jamaica, I don't fully trust them as yet. So they have to build that trust before the game, before I can jump and say that. I could see Amandine that came in. Yesterday, she never looked so good at the left back, but she plays centrally and she looks much more better. JD works with her, but because they never had Bathsheba, they had Bathsheba, then they had Borgela, so they had to change their system a little bit more to put people in different places. But you could see what they're trying to do, and what you saw, the deficiencies you saw from them in the World Cup, you saw that this is the only way. Both them and Jamaica, speed transition football wouldn't work after this. They would have been stopped. They need to add something more to their game. And I clearly saw that both of them trying it. One looks a little bit more better because one is actually putting much more quality players. And the same thing that CC said. The structure between their players are the same. So Haiti's system and the French system is the same. So when you're taking the players, they are coming in the same system. So they just fit in the same system. You understand me? If you take players from, for instance, Mexico and the league and put them in the Mexico team, it's the same system. You get me? If you take, so I think it's essential that people have the understanding of what the coach is playing, or else it's going to be an adoption period, and then that's the biggest problem. Before the game, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Nunes, big up yourself. I thought you were going to curse me out a few times because we did talk about Trinidad, but you weren't here. Yes. Nunes, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. The second half they played better. I think the second half was a lot of other things. Changes from the Mexicans. Well, that's one. Shutting down to avoid injuries and just going through the basics. That's two. But they as what the coach said, they showed some more. They showed more some pride. That was the exact word I thought he used. They showed some pride. But I can tell you, people, don't be fooled. If Mexico wanted to stay at the same level, I think it would have been 8 or 9 or 10. I'm very sorry, people. Those rapping ball from Ovali never looked like he could have been stopped from Jamaica because Jamaica only had the belief to play Hypers. They never had any other way to play than Hypers. That's it. And the technical ability from the Mexicans would never have dropped. They never closed the spaces fast enough. So those ripping crosses and those shotgun runs through the middle was all from Camberas was always open the entire night. So if people actually think that Jamaica played better in the second half solely based off Mexico wasn't good enough. No, Mexico actually down tools in the same game. People just watch it. Just like when Haiti took off Dumane, Borgel and everybody. No, and Batshiba and JD and everyone. The Chile looks different. Yes, you have to watch the game in that context. I'm very sorry. I don't want to burst a bubble, but you know I'm a person pride myself in reality and the education. And I want to say it's a 70, it's a 75-25. Jamaica came out with more pride, but 75% of that was based off down tools in. Period. All right, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you as it is. All right, Mexico intensity is exciting to watch, 100%. But before the game, I have been here for a long time, and I love to see that all of these kids are reaping reward. They are here for a while now. We love 1990s, so we stuck there. One love, blessings. Thanks for being here, Max. Massive respect. Interesting point. Yes, and I have the facts to prove that that is the point that you should clutch on to. All right. Speed need to go. He was in charge of the last qualifier, and we seen the same issues with the quality of players coming in. Just have to represent sometimes, but nothing you say about TNT football is offensive. All right, big up yourself. All right. Sheridan says the problem with Jamaica is Jamaica. Based off the statements, I would have to honestly agree on that. Yes, the problem is stuck in our pride. If we have to make any adjustments, it's tougher to make because the people in charge are very much prideful people, and sometimes they do see the right way, but they said, let me present a next way because we can't offend other people. So it's not about getting it right. Oh, ironic. The one person that decided that he doesn't care who he offend, which is Mr. Captain. The one time we said we don't care about who we offend, we are going to work with the system of the coach, give him exactly what he wants, and that's the time we made the World Cup. Oh, ironic that is the case. Oh, ironic. You go and listen to the story. The one time the guy literally said he doesn't care who he offends, Simos is going to get exactly who he wants. If Walter White doesn't have any behavior, don't work with the system, he's not going to be a part of this. That's the only time Jamaica made it. So I agree with Sheridan wholehearted. Jamaica is Jamaica's biggest problem. And it's solely based off the pride. It has to take someone. That's why I've always said it's going to take a Dwight York type level player to come and be the coach of Jamaica and stand for something and just call out things. Or it's going to take someone up in the exec area that stands and say, listen to me, if I get fired after this, that's it. You understand me? But I'm going to say it because it's my country and I want the best for it. That's what I think will happen. All right? Yes. We play Mexico, ladies, 8 times. They beat us 7 times. And we win 1. Oh, we've been better than them? No. I don't think we are. Even the time when we played Mexico and we defeated Mexico, we weren't better than them coming in. They were the favorites coming in like 2, 3, 5 to 1 in that same odds. So we weren't better than Mexico. To be honest, but we had pieces and we had a structural way from Donaldson because that is as close as we could have gotten with the overall infrastructure or the lack thereof infrastructure that we have to get results out. You understand me? And that's why we appreciated Donaldson, because he bought into what was reality and not cuckoo juice. Because remember, you were listening to the other man the day before. What's his name again, man? You remember that coach that had Dominica running rings around Jamaica? What's his name again, man? Oh, you want to play fly footing football, and you know that one, and he was big on xenophobia. That one, I can't stand his ass. You understand me? Yes. These are the individuals that keeps Jamaica from improving. Someone will tell me his name, man. You know? Yes. Just heard no Real Madrid player is eating rice until next week. Only pasta, dumpling, and good food. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But I wanted to finish off my thing, you know? Yes. Yes. Oh, my God. You guys are so big. Yeah. Oh, what's his name again, man? That one, man. And his ego. When you listen to him, you're saying, what? His ego knows no bounds. Yeah. But him is the one that invented the quota system, and this is the only way Jamaica is gonna get good, you know, until we can feel all of our players. And this is a man that works in Jamaica, saying this publicly, you know. All of our players, so he doesn't even saw the next players them as Jamaicans. And until we can actually look at people as Jamaicans, we have nowhere going. All right, guys. JD, did you share with the viewers the Concacaf regulations? Yes. I never shared it, you know, but I had told them. All right, I had told them. So, yes. But a man, Simon, as soon as I've told them, a man come here and said, that is Lee. Oh, we make problem when there is not a problem. So I just shut up, you know, because clearly it's over my peer grade to talk, and I'm one of the biggest vlogger, if not the biggest vlogger. So if I can't talk, who can talk? You know? Yeah, he said, so I guess I am amongst the people that can't talk. When I said, this is 100% facts. He said, creating problems, you know. So I'm gonna have the box Lee upside his head top. Well, just ignore the noise and focus. Yeah, big up yourself, Simon. Well, it is what it is, you know. Yes. So I was just showing him that it's going to be some problematic situations. Obviously, I had proven the times with other players, so they can't refute that, you know. But they are on the other sides. But we said it before. So we are just on the topic of how to get the best out of the teams. No, that is my topic that I have, and it's a tough one. Brussels to Mobile flights starting in summer, so you can come Jamaica and find Lee. Yeah, man, Lee, you need to state where you are, you know, because you dissed the program. So Lee, we need to come for you. They're gonna have straight Brussels to Mobile. So hold on, let me check this. So they never had straight flights before. They never had straight flights from Jamaica. Where we went to then? Panama before they come to Belgium. Straight flights. Jamaica to Brussels. I thought they had straight flights, you know, from but maybe I just I never looked at it. I thought they never had it. Okay, I had to stop in between. Not 12 months. For the year. Okay. Because I thought they always had it, but they had it on the Wednesday, and I think the Saturday, something of that sort. Yeah. So, people, 123. Oh, Lee is back. Yes, Lee. This the program. Yes, this the program. So, Simon already informed you and tell me that we have straight flights. So, drop your address. Drop the ID. All right, and we come and find you. All right, during the tourist season, they do. Okay, because I knew that I took a straight flight. Yeah, I did to Brussels. Yeah, you know, but maybe at that time it was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. JD, you have to be careful, as people gonna soon beg you for tickets for the next home game. For which next home game? For Jamaica next home game? But Simon, I have never had problems giving away tickets, you know. You know, YouTube don't pay me enough. That is true. So Simon, 1,500 and 3,000 of tickets. So when have tickets been a problem? Let me tell you when tickets had been a problem, Simon. When I saw Messi and man, people saying that they have VIP tickets and can't get into the stadium. That's when I know that I should stop give away my money. Because man's out here buying 50 and 30 tickets for like 5 years straight. And they claim that I don't like Jamaica, but I realize that these people don't like Jamaica. They love man. They love Messi. Even all of them. Because I saw the Prime Minister. When Jamaica game playing, he barely wants to come out of his damn house. And Simon, I know that he can't get involved in this. So let me cuss them. Let me cuss them. Yes, they that's what I've realized. So that's why when I said I'm not going to buy a ticket again, you understand me? Because I realized that them people have money. Because they're paying 6 times more to see Messi. 6 times more to see Messi and breaking their legs, arm, neck, and all sort of things. Man out there crying. I have never seen Jamaicans so weak. For another man. I have never seen Jamaicans so weak for another man. And Simon, you need to study that because that has to be studied. How can we get them so weak for the Reggae Boyz and also the Reggae Girlz? Please, Simon, you must have the answer. Someone in the chat, give the answer. How can we get the Jamaican people weak for the Reggae Boyz and the Reggae Girlz? Because you have some nice Reggae Girls, you know, if you want me to. And I don't like to objectify individuals. But if you want me to present some of them for you, lovely people, I could show you. And you said that you don't love the male kind in our culture. And on the ladies' side, you have some ridiculous, you know. I'm not going to get deep into it because you guys are going to, after I'm trying to sell it, you know, you guys are going to jump up and tell me that I have a wife and all them stuff there. What that has to do with anything? Because I'm trying to sell you a damn product. And you are out here. Let me stop because you can't just sell the damn product to them. You see Simon in his own words, he's jumping up. So I am trying to sell the damn tickets for them. And they're out here talking about my life. I am trying to explain and put them up against their own belief. They said they don't love man. They fill the stadium for a man. And I'm saying that on the other side, you have some good representation of what the Jamaican men's like. You know, so even if it's that the reason you're going to support the football for, it's there, you know. I'm trying to find different words, people. JD, I understand your point. Jamaicans love vibes. Okay, so hold on. So what are you trying to say, Simon? The Reggae Boyz and Reggae Girlz don't have enough vibes? I have just shown you how much vibes there. Someone just need to alert them on the vibes, you know. But maybe I'm the wrong person for it because they said I'm married. I don't know what marriage has to do with a ticket, you know. Of selling tickets, you know. Oh, God. People, believe me. If I had the job to just sell tickets, believe me, I follow the stadium every single time. Every single time. Believe me. Because nothing about Jamaicans are worse than put them up against their own self-belief. Alright? Believe me. They might murder me, you know. They might murder me. But I am telling you, I would have filled the stadium. Even if I'm dead. I would have filled that stadium. Believe me. JD, Becky, all right. I saw people at the game, JD, who I never expected to see at a football match in my entire life. People who don't know 2 players on the Miami or Cavalier team. Simon, I have gotten some videos. I would have to share those videos with you. I couldn't believe what I'm seeing. I saw people fainting after trying to touch the so-called God. The so-called Messiah, people trying to touch the so-called Messiah and fainted. And police trying to push off the lady hand. That's fainting. So they don't even care about the lady. They were all there to protect that man. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I'm saying, Jesus Christ, this is revolutionary. I can't believe one man is so popular. I can't believe when he was trying to go through this tunnel, Simon, a lady tried to touch on him. Wow, you know what? Let me leave it alone because some of these guys feeling will get hurt because the last time I did a video, remember I was the first one did a video and I said that it doesn't look so good that Cavaliers is from our country and we are acting like that. And people came out and said, listen to me, JD. You don't know Messi. Nobody, half of Jamaica can't buy a plane ticket if you go to see Messi. And if they can afford a plane ticket, they would have to get a visa. And after get a visa, they would have to get a seat in the stadium and have to have the amount of thing. So you can't beat the people to be acting like that. And I say, look at it and I say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna fight no man here. I just wanted to see some level of support for the Reggae Boyz. That's all. And the Reggae Girlz. That's all. And that is not so much to ask. You know? So I just left them alone, you know? Yeah. Who in the chat fainted over Messi? No, it would look like a lady, you know? But hold on. I saw people fainted. I saw a man screaming and crying. Good water. Good eye water dropping out. I saw players receiving Messi's jersey and smelling armpit, neck string, and all part of the jersey. Player. I would have to check and see. Let me see if this is actual AI. This can't be real. This got to be AI. So the man that was playing with the guy out here smelling the guy's armpit, the guy's neck. These are things can't be refuted. These are things. People, if you think I'm making up, just go and search for it. Just go and search. Because I'm, you know what? I have all the system here, so I will get it for you. You don't have to search for anything. JD, the match was 7 p.m. And no lie, at 5 p.m., there were 20,000 in the venue. Yeah, you know, we need to find some of these things to show you. Imaxit, it is Imaxit. You're so animated I am. That's how shocked I was. And the reason why you guys telling me to stop, it's because you know I'm telling the truth. You guys know I'm telling the truth. Come on, man. Before the game, Trinidad, I can't believe I have witnessed these things. Remember, I am a born Jamaican, you know. You know, maybe only Nusaj and those mans would have said I'm a born Asian, but I'm a born Jamaican. And I have never seen these things. I am telling you, that's the time I've never seen nothing like that. Bob Marley funeral was big, but Norman Manley funeral, I went to that Euro circle. That was big, but those are outdoor events. This is the first in history I've seen people behave like that in Jamaica. I have never seen it, blood, at all other events. I'm not so old to... I saw the Bob Marley event, but I wasn't there. But the others, I was there. And I'm telling you, it was nothing like this. Maybe more people on the road and all of them stuff there, but the way these people behaved, I have never seen that, nothing like that in Jamaica. Nothing like that. All right? Can we say Jamaicans are wagonist? Simon, I was jumping on that side, you know. But when they explained themselves and I realized that it's going to cost each one of them close to $1 million to see Messi ever like that, They convinced me that they had to behave like no, not behaving like no. Nothing can convince me that they had to behave like that. But they convinced me that they had to make the trip. They believe that they can see the Reggae Boyz every single time. So Leon Bailey ain't coming out of style. He's going to always be in Jamaica. So they believe that that is the only opportunity they would have gotten to see Messi. So because they showed me that, Simon, I believe that Simon, you're not going to set me up, you know. You're not going to set me up. You're not going to set me up, you know, but I can see where people say that where Wagonist is, you know. Yeah, because these big events, the way we behave, it's unacceptable, you know? Yes. And when the reports are worldwide, when the man leave Kingston, they're saying he is the king of Kingston. Not even ex-Jamaican ever got that. Shaggy Champal, Usain Bolt, never got titles like that. I saw Usain Bolt doing a ridiculous thing in Jamaica, and I saw Usain Bolt get bigger applaud in Brussels. I saw that with my own eyes. Usain Bolt get bigger applaud in Brussels than in Jamaica. Oh my God. Please tell me that I'm lying. I saw with my own eyeballs Usain Bolt get bigger applaud in Brussels and Asava Powell as well in Brussels than Jamaica. So, Simon, you might be onto something, you know. You might be onto something, to be honest, you know, but you know, I'm not gonna. I know I have factual evidence to support your claim, but I will just leave it alone. You know, I can't take any more beat up. They have 100 US to watch Messi, but don't have 40 US to watch the national team. It also shows us that Jamaican people have money. No, I think that they do have the money, you know. But remember that, Simon, remember, minimum wage is very high, you know, very low, you know. So a man just believe that to see Messi, Simon. I think, Simon, it doesn't matter how much mathematics we are going to go in. I think both of us can understand their standpoint. Even though we don't agree, I can understand their standpoint. The ones them that dropped over the wall and break limbs and stuff, I don't understand that standpoint, because it still stands for when we're in Jamaica, we don't follow back a man that much. So for you to broke your legs and broke your hand, neck string and everything for man, that seems a little bit over the top. All right. So those people, I have no excuse for you. You should have broken some other part that you never revived to life. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way, but God damn. Minimum wage is in Jamaica is $110 US a week. Okay, JD, I agree. Fans need to support more, but JFF need to market the football more. Okay. Determined said, when George, believe me, determined, I have gone back to watch all of what he told me. That Messi thing was something, a once in a lifetime thing in Jamaica. Believe me. Danica Knight said if JD was in Jamaica, he would be crying to see Messi. King of Jamaica, Greenwood. No, Greenwood big, but yeah, believe me, people. Messi are one of the biggest thing ever come to Jamaica, people. I'm very sorry. JD, Jamaicans not frightened, except for Messi. That's what I saw, because people showed me that people injured, you know, literally injured because they were jumping the fence. As what Simon said, 20,000 people there before even nobody think that football will be started. Oh, even something like that can happen. 20,000 people in a stadium before nobody even thinks football will be starting. 20,000. Because before the game kick off, I'm saying, hold on, let them change the camera to somewhere else, because look like everybody group up together. But everybody weren't grouping up together. The stadium was just packed. That's why on my video I said, people, please show me every angle. Because I was confused, because I never saw so much people in the National Stadium so fast. Look at it. Track and field just finished in a big revolutionary track and field event finished just a while ago. They said the turnout was underwhelming. And Michael Johnson might consider if they're going to do the event again in Jamaica. Because they thought everybody loved track and field. But the man them just said the turnout was not as expected. Because we actually good in track and field. And then we still don't turn out for them. But every damn person turn out for a man that has nothing to do with Jamaica and full the damn stadium. Look at that. That is something to change Jamaica's overall economy based on if it goes good. And we embarrass them by not turning up. It's a disrespect, man. Come on, man. We need to support our country a lot more, you know? Support our country a lot more. A big event like that with so much superstars cannot be there, and we do that to them. So I am disappointed in you guys watching. I know you might be in a feeling, but I'm disappointed. Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead.
I'm going to pick up right where you left off. One, the two biggest footballing nations in Jamaica are Brazil and Argentina. Right now, Brazil don't have a star that can pull anything close to what Messi did. But I can tell you this. There is no sporting icon in any discipline anywhere on earth that can repeat what Messi did. Because Jamaica has been forever torn between Argentina and Brazil. I will say no more on that. My disappointment is the country that I grew up in, no love man, no run back a man, but all of that has changed since Jamaica's xenophobia has been made public. In the Jamaica football fan base and the administration, we have rewritten the and let me not say we, please, I am not involved. They have rewritten the culture whereby right now Jamaica love man more than any other country in the world. Sad.
Pastor,
but
when
true.
you come on, Pastor, you have to explain these points, you know, because you set me up on my channel over and over, you know. Even though it's me your channel, yes, go ahead. Explain it clearly, because I'm not going to take the backlash for these statements, you know. Because where I give criticism, I give little credit. You know. I'm not getting weak-hearted, but I have to listen to your key. Go ahead, Pastor.
I am not in any way going to get weak-hearted. So if you are getting weak-hearted, I will pray for
Pastor,
you.
I'm not getting weak-hearted, alright? I am not selling out,
you,
but I'm just saying clear. Pastor, all I'm trying to say, Pastor, I don't want to take your blame for your blood. I am taking too much blame. You have the elitism, they put my back. I try to pies the people, you know. Yeah, I am try my best.
Only Jesus bear my sins.
Thank you.
I don't want you to be so.
So when you come on the program, tell people that these are the views of Pastor, even though he's also a member of the Imaxit street, because I respect all of my people that's here with me.
I am not speaking for the Imaxit stream. I am speaking on the Imaxit stream.
Thank you very much, Pastor.
And these are my view based on critical analysis over a period of 5 or more years, and we have gotten consistently worse with this behavior. To the point where Jamaicans were comfortable that they are the head of this your man church and that the man church and this your man ya plus any 10 and me don't know when Jamaica get to the point where man love
so Pastor,
man
Pastor, who you talk? Who you talk, Pastor? You talk. What's his name again? Maggie Church leader and Big League Link.
Maggie Church leader, this your church leader, that the church, all and then on the Maggie no more have church, you know. So nobody stick on the Maggie leader alone. You have other church leaders. And I'm saying all of that is as un-Jamaican as the US is. Well, me can't even say bad example, can't use US. Because more Jamaicans are probably in the United States than what they are Jamaica.
Okay.
Anyway, having said that, JD, I don't know that I agree with CC's point.
Okay. I tried to curve the point to some.
Regarding the coach being hired, he made some salient points. I was listening to that. I'm talking regarding this coach being hired. Because in the first place, JFF should not have fired this coach. Or I think Mr. Speed had said it's not that they fired him, it's that they needed to replace him until he's...
You know, it's a JFF. The only thing, these people in JFF are, let me say this, you have some guys, when they use some words, it almost led me to believe that they just learned those words. Because when they fired when they relocated John Wall, when they reassigned what's his name? They reassigned Wait for 3 years and he never had a job. And they never rehired Donaldson when they had the first preference to sign him, but they never fired him.
They didn't fire him, but they did not re-up his contract.
When you have the first preference. So that means me not have a job and you have to sign me back automatically because I've achieved your actual layout. So that means my job is cemented.
I have achieved more than the set objective.
Bless up, Dockland, please. And explain this, Dockland, please. You are a man of words. Nosage, please. Anyway they turn up, you are a man of words. Explain this.
I have overperformed, but that does not give me a new contract. And I have overperformed, overachieved.
So I've not
don't give me a new contract.
Go ahead, Pastor. I should have not interjected, Pastor. I should have left it alone because now they're going to say I was involved with your madness, you know? And you see the people in the chat, you hear them? Pastor need to talk. So all of a sudden, I am here for almost 2 hours talking, you know? And them run me off now. Pastor for talk. So you see, this is how this channel is. They just do whatever they want. All right, Pastor, talk. So people is the people in the chat, Pastor want talk, Pastor to talk. So talk, Pastor, talk.
As I said, I don't agree with CC, even though I understand his opinion for the way he put it. But I don't agree with that premise because he should not have been fired in the first place. The man was accused. He deserved his day in court. He should have been allowed, and we can talk about risk management and image rights, but not in the Jamaica football space, because nobody has been more damning to the brand Jamaica and the image of Reggae Boyz and Reggae Girlz football than the present organization. No one in the world. Nothing can be worse than them. With the damage they have inflicted on the brand. The open fight they had with Cedella Marley continues. Everything continues. They continue to do one worse thing after the next. So right now, it can't get no wasara. That's a Jamaican conjugated adjective for it is at its lowest ebb. So CC, it is on that premise I disagreed with your take. The coach should not have been let go. We should not have needed to hire Donald. We should not have needed to endure Vin Blaine.
Vin Blaine was the individual. Vin Blaine was the individual. I am very sorry, people, but I don't think that's why I can't be a good YouTuber, because I cannot sit down with Vin Blaine and talk to him. The poison that this man speaks, I would have to strong. I am telling you, people, that brother hurt my feelings when he does talk. Vin Blaine. So the only person I think have agitated me since I came here was that dude. When he's talking, and I can't believe when I see other man beside him. Yes, Blaine, you have a point there. Saying, Jesus God, man, the guy is so divine. That is the peach of divisiveness, and you are literally one of the persons in pole position. And I clearly saw why the girls them said that they weren't going to play for him, because if you listen to the man rhetoric them that he showed out was not normal. He's different, man. But I'm sorry if I talked about violence, because I don't want any violence. But yeah, I am tired of that brother, man. That brother sounds sick, like. Come on, man. The lack of love that we have.
Let me put in context that last statement you made. For all those who have decided to be unrepentant of their sins, it will be a very violent action when Christ return to remove sin from this earth. Lightning bolt and fire shall fall from the heaven, and you shall be burnt till there is neither root nor branches remaining. You shall be put out of existence.
Yes, Danica.
So
yes, Danica. Yeah, agreed.
With violence, that is Bible.
Agreed.
In the end, once you have chosen, you have rebelled against the truth. You have decided to make the lie normalized. You shall be punished with hellfire.
That phone case is a disgrace. All right, people. You know I don't like to show off. You know I'm a humble person. Boy, you keep on try to style me. You want join the 8 camp with Jason and him new cult to him try Bill. Alright, look at this, boy. I have brand new Bluetooth earplugs that I can just take out. Look here, brand new, never used ever in life, brand new thing. I just bought these things and put them on. Brand new wired earplug, brand new next thing, brand new pen stylus. Brand new Type C for my van. Boy. Don't. Yeah. Look here. Oh, wow. Brand new case as well. Brand new other headset. Brand new other headset. No, I'm just showing him how much brand new thing. Brand new Type C again. Alright, so pretty much if I don't have time to come around and change my phone case, Boxer boy, Duckland, it's my reason to do so. I can just do whatever I want. I'm free in this world, as what Wemby would have said. You know, I think I'm living that life at this point. I do whatever I want, whenever I want. Boy, Duckland. All right, you come like Umzo. You see the Chinese tariff didn't affect you. No, I bought them before, so I bought them before.
Belgium no put tariff on China.
That boy, him feisty, you see, man. Him feisty, you see, man.
I know you say you there.
Him so feisty. That boy.
I feel wonder because me need to buy some things and I say shit, me should have did buy them already.
Pastor, you can't curse big bad word on the screen, Pastor. Oh, Lord God.
I did not curse any bad word on the screen.
Alright, Pastor. Finish up your point, Pastor. Let me throw you off of the phone.
The word I use is recorded in the Bible.
Pastor.
Okay.
I don't want an explanation. Say your final point.
Anyway.
Let me can finish it.
Yes. On the Mexico
Listen up
Reggae
TikTok
Girlz
seller.
match. On the Mexico Reggae Girlz match. For all of those who believe that we can beat the world using the favorite players that we have, that are only world beaters in the eyes of the Jamaican football fan base. In none of the games did our number 10 create any pressure to start no press, to push back against the Mexican unit. None of the games, at no point in the game. I continue to say that players that I rate as top shelf footballers have impeccable control of the football, not just when they are receiving it, It's not only to control it, dead control. They can put the ball in control or under their control while the ball is still in motion. Our locally developed players are among the worst controllers of the football on our teams. Yet we continue to play around, thinking we can beat the world when the world is operating within systems and we are still trying to push forward individuals. There is no way no defensive unit can sustain the onslaught of a forward line, a midfield, and wingbacks at them for no period over 20 minutes. No defense line in the world cannot manage it. And the fact that our start point where we're supposed to be putting a press is non-existent. I'm going to call on the coach to stop the madness. It is not experiment time. Jody Brown is not a starter against none of the world in the team them. Her control is what lets her down in every game I've watched her. Yes, she has speed, so when she get the ball, if she's ahead, she can continue to go ahead. Jody Brown cannot control and turn for nobody worthwhile in the world, in a world football. And this is not bad on Jody Brown. She's a player, she's doing her best, but I've watched her for years. Her best is not going to take us back to the next World Cup.
All right.
And she's not the only one. It is just because she plays more times than not in the 10 why I'm using her as an example. She's not the only one.
I never said, I thought you were finishing up your point because I wanted to
yes,
finalize
I'm finishing.
that.
No, I just want to put that caveat on it because I used her as an example.
All right.
Because I don't want people to take this that I'm bashing the player. But when you have players with limited ability to control the foot, JD, the team would not have lost. I'm not saying we would have beaten Mexico, but we would not have lost by 3 goals and 4 goals. Not Nogoso.
All right.
It is because we keep giving up the football in critical areas. So the pressure is sustained on the defense line. I could see the frustration in the first game on Rebecca's face. It is too much. If you take a sledgehammer to the toughest rock stone, after a while it'll go pop.
Okay. All right, Pastor.
I have said my say.
All right, because I went to Netherlands today, and I got fish, I got chicken foot, I got the Chinese stores are ridiculous. I got pigtail, chicken foot, salted beef, so you know what I'm trying to make, right? And then I got a fish.
Stew peas or pea soup.
Thank you very much. Stew peas. Finally got my... But not today. I'm not going to do it today. I put everything in the fridge. My wife doing the fish now. I bought a big fish. Saw the snapper. I would have bought the snapper, but the snapper never cooked or pre-seasoned. So she's going to put it in the oven and everything and make some rice and peas with it and stuff. You know, so I have to finish the stream. I can't talk with one Duckland, you know, disrespecting my phone case, you know. And not realizing that I just can live my nice life aside from my rugged phone case. Yes. So Duckland, tap my food advancements and then we talk, all right? Yes. Yeah. Later, Pastor.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah. All right, so that was a great Pastor. All right, so the team has improved in its build-up play, but has regressed in defense, and the striker are still misfiring. Now, by big fish, people, you know what I meant. I went to Netherlands, and it was a fantastic thing. Yes. Goalkeeper was a problem, and then we have determined, Jay, you need to leave pork and chicken alone. You know, but I couldn't get any chicken foot. But I know that is it. I listen to me before the game. This is what I ate in Jamaica. So I am trying to replicate it. All right. I went to England. I could have just called Uber, not Uber. Uber Eats. Yeah, man, it's Uber. Uber Eats. And I just get these things. So here I have to fight to buy the same ingredients. All right. JD, question. Can the Reggae Girlz coach travel to US? Ooh. I heard that it's some complications, but I don't know if it goes to that side or it's just the difficulty to get into US. All right. No swine, JD. Well, all of my life, I eat 2 peas, you know, so, you know. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna, I bought it already, people. I bought the pigtail already, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the pigtail. You guys paying me back my 14 euros that I bought the pigtail for me to throw it away until you do so. And I don't want you to give me any money, blood. I don't need your money. Save it and to give a next vlogger or something. All right? Yes, I want to buy what I want. Save it and give the one. No, Duckland rich too. Duckland rich, so I'm not gonna. No. Give it to somebody else need it. All right, and leave my food choices alone. All right, I used to eat a lot of steamed fish in tomato sauce in Jamaica. Some people call it tin mackerel. don't disrespect tin mackerel. I have like 50 tin mackerel in my thingy. My lady always asks, you know, because remember, it's a culture shock, you know. The things that I do, you know, is a culture shock to her, you know. So I bought different version of tin mackerel. So sometimes I have basmati rice with tin mackerel. Yeah. So people, I am so Jamaican, you guys don't even know. All right? You just don't believe, you know, because I don't support the foolishness. But believe me, man, when it comes on the food kind, in England, believe me, man, I'm in England, people tired of me. My mother asked her. She just at her shop and she just get food at the shop because they said, your son brought food for you, you know. You can buy food for $10, £10, and you get a big oxtail food. Oh my God, I'm not going back to Belgium. Every day, I don't even want to cook again. I just buy food. In England, believe me, that's the only thing I would want in England. So, Jerry, you eat jerk chicken? No, they don't have the jerk in Belgium. I think only one place you can go in Ghent, Genk, and you have Mama Susie, you might can get it from. And then you have to go to Amsterdam as well. In Rotterdam, you could get some because Suriname's culture has some of the same kind of things, yeah. But definitely you could get it in Genk. Pork is good for your tea levels, JD. What? Why are you trying to mislead? What? Oh, JD, it sounds like you find those meat floating in a container. Listen to me. No. I saw that clip, you know. And people make it because let me tell you what I saw it. Joining late, the pig has over 7,000 diseases. JD Nitro is giving what? Okay, hold on. Okay, Nitro, you're gonna be respectful, all right? JD, leave meat and seafood alone, please. So hold on there. If me not eat meat or seafood, what should I be eating? So I can't buy any meat. But yesterday I went to my wife's mother birthday. Not that birthday because it was just a sit down and just eat different courses of meal. So people, I'm just telling honest life. I am not living any struggling life, people. So the food is here and I can just choose what I want, and you guys want me to leave every food. And back in the days, man's 5-year-old and barely can get a pound of rice, and now I can buy every rice in the world that I want, and then you want me to not eat nothing. So hold on. So all of my life in a jungle I suffer like dog. You're gonna tell me that all of what I wanted to eat, all of them rice, I shouldn't want it none at all. I should have just picked some of the green leaves them in jungle and eat them. That's what you guys are telling me. I should have just ate the green leaves in jungle. All right then, you know what? So what the sense of working so hard to reach here then? What the sense of working so hard to reach here then? For me to eat this bunch of green leaf only. Come on, man. I am so you know you guys are unfair. You guys are crab in a barrel, Jay. they're unfair because I know that you know what? Let me leave one alone. This man always eat. Yes, no Omar, you know. Omar have bad time, you know. Every time Omar link me, you know. No, I'm not 300 pounds. Look at me, people. I am all rock muscle. 200 around, 15 to 20 pounds. I think I've lost a lot of pounds from the other day. I'm working outside. I'm leveling off a 35 by 20 area, going 8 inches to 1 foot down to pave it off. And I did that myself, close to 100,000 steps in 1 week. Yes, so I'm eating food and I'm working extremely hard at everything that I do. All right? Yes, Simon, around, and maybe I put on like 5 to 10 more pounds. When you see me, if the England thing come in and I can come over there, you will see me. You better off with the jungle green and steam fish in tomato sauce. Okay, so that means I shouldn't have left Jamaica to stay in jungle. All of my friends from primary school died, so I guess you guys wanted me to just stay in jungle and die, you know? The pig is considered an unclean animal. All right, so when I said that then, all right, I'm going to leave the pig alone. I am going to just brush the one that I paid for, and then I'm going to leave the pig alone, all right? I promise you guys I'm going to make my stew peas with something else, but I wanted to replicate Jamaica. So, the fighting me said I'm not so Jamaican when I spend all of my money on replicating Jamaica foods. Yeah, I am more Jamaican than a lot of you guys. That's what I've realized, you know, because the food kind, I'm definitely eating more Jamaican food than a lot of you guys. JD, you can live without seafood and meat. All right. JD, live 60% in Jamaica too. I think so. I think I do. My food kind really keeps me in my Jamaican, because I could have easily switched over. You know, my kid food choice is completely different. So sometimes no, my wife making food. She have to make food for Gemma different, and she and Gemma eat the similar things. So I still stay Jamaica fully. It costs me a lot to import things, but it is doable. You know. Me never eat porky from a barn. So then, why you guys have to try switching over to certain things? And for persons coming from a different country, what he's describing is something different than what I said I bought. I went to a shop and buy that. I've never seen those things that he's talking bought on shelves for 14 euros. So clearly, I don't know what he's talking about. Simon, you have some commenters. Nitro and Duckland, I don't know where they are from, but they are not well. JD, there are a lot of non-Jamaican that love Jamaican food. No, Danica. We have to be honest to ourselves. I've always gotten flacked with from you guys, but Jamaica is not as popular as you think over this area. In Europe, Jamaica is not as popular as what you would have perceived it to be. It is known, Jamaica is known via Usain Bolt and definitely in Amsterdam because of what we do. And in other areas, it's known. But in the far, far East Europe, nobody knows Jamaica. Nobody. Because most of my friends, I have to tell them about Jamaica. And they thought that Jamaica was in Africa. When I just told them that, and I explained to them Usain Bolt, Bob Marley, Shaggy, Sean Paul, and then explain to them and stuff and show them where I'm coming from. So I think in America, Jamaica is very popular. In England, Jamaica is extremely popular. England is like Jamaica 2.0. In the West, in where my mother lives, Aston Villa, that is like Jamaica. I think where my mother lives, in that vicinity, where you have Wolverhampton, West, Aston Villa. The name will come back to me. Can't believe I forgot it. West. Hold on. Let me type it in right here and see if it will come up. My mother's address was. Yeah, but in that area, Aston Villa area, West Midland. Thank you. West Midland. I went there and I can't even remember it because so much is on my mind. West Midland is like Jamaica. I think that is more Jamaica than Jamaica itself. I am not asking you what I left Jamaica as. I think West Midlands is more Jamaican than Jamaica. When I went there, I'm saying, damn, this is just like a cool Jamaica. This is not real. Pure Jamaican and food kind Jamaica shops. Uber Eat is like a Jamaica on steroids. A Jamaica on steroids, people, so you can just call, get a Uber Eats food, party down there, Jamaicans down there in the corner. That is Jamaica on steroids. Yeah. JD is married man. He can do what he wants. Yeah. The minute JD stop eat porky, he will get put out on the street. Dockland, the disrespect of me, Dockland. Yeah, you have to respect people in Dockland. Stop putting out narrative about me, Dockland. That is not accurate. All right, sir. I have not disrespected you, sir. I have not shown you any level of disrespect. I know you want me to give you a whole heap of punches, and you might just get them. All right? Yes. So you should have some limits. All right? Yeah. Stop selling narratives. All right? Because maybe the things that you want to sell in me, and obviously I don't need to be that. Because I own where I live, and nobody can put me out. I've kept telling you that. Maybe it's a reflection of yourself. All right? And I don't want to say that you are doing those things when I don't know, sir. So let me leave you alone, Dockland. We talk properly, Dockland. All right? Because I don't want to thump you in the head top whole heap of times. All right, Dockland? Yes, you and all of your gingerations in the head top. Yes, so we're done with Dockland now. Yeah, Dockland just love joking. That's just Dockland. But for some reason he wants to fight. He said he needs to punch me up for reasons I don't know what I did to this man. I don't know if in my Gallus days when I had all the Jamaican ladies, you know. Maybe one of them was his girlfriend that he admired and couldn't get. And because I was such a superstar in Jamaica, I just took away his girlfriend. You understand me? And he couldn't do anything about it. Because I was the top don. Alright, yes. So Dockland, you feel good now? Alright, yes. I can make you feel very bad with only facts. So Dockland, maybe I took away one of your girls that you couldn't maintain because you were not on my level. No ways, shape and form. All right? Yes. Oh, you defend that now. I don't think so, JD. Dockland is 20 years old. 20 years older than you, okay? I'm not paying attention to you. I'm buying boxing. Hold on. Who is this calling? Because I'm just reasoning things. Oh, I don't see this brother. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking to? Can you let the people know who I'm speaking to? Why you call my shows to act like you own this building? Why you don't stop that? Just tell the people who you're speaking with and just let me continue my cussing of Dockland, man.
Dockland, what man?
Yes, Conrad, exactly what he was doing, Conrad. Because I was a superstar and he couldn't have had any woman in his vicinity from 2007 to 2012 when I was in Jamaica. Because I had everything that he didn't have. I was a specimen of a human being. I had more money than anything he could have think of. I had every vanity that his woman wanted, and I had more lyrics than him, blood. So that's why he tries to disrespect me today. Continue.
People in the comment section, everybody in the building. Do you remember earlier in this stream when JD said I'm a humble person?
Yes, no, I have to style that boy. You know, I'm tired of it. The constant disrespect of that boy.
Hey,
So people, you can't go ahead.
The man is in the gym and him having your picture from the boxing. They call it now.
Yeah, he called me every he called me every day and said, JD, I'm here to punch you up. You know, I'm saying, what is wrong with? What did I do to some of these people? Yeah, but anyways, if one thing may have is lyrics. No, you don't have any more lyrics than me, boy. Yeah, so go ahead, Mr. Jason. What you call the show? The add to the show, you know.
Yes.
You did the game yesterday? You did the game yesterday?
I did. I live streamed the game last night.
Okay.
It was a bit difficult to watch the game.
Because I never got any notification for nothing, and then I type in Mexico versus Jamaica, and all I could have seen is just Mexicans streaming 20,000 viewing, 10,000 viewing. I never saw no Jamaican, so I thought that nobody did the game, and the first one I saw, so I clicked on it and just started to watch the game from there.
Yeah, I think there was a YouTuber from Mexico actually putting the game on the screen.
Yes.
So I know he was locking up a lot of the views, right? And I think Reggae.
The federation as well.
Girls,
the federation had 46,000 people watching live, and that's what I clicked on. The federation.
Yes. I was watching a YouTuber first, and then I switched over to their federation. And I know JFF Live had the people as well who are members watching. So, but I think the only other live watch along I saw being done was Reggae Boyz and Girls Supporter Club.
Okay.
Like Talawa TV. I think they were there. She was streaming. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the only other person I saw doing it. But anyway, it was tough, JD. I mean, look, we knew. When I say we, like anybody that would have been following the football intently, would have seen the improvement of Mexico. And I think people, no matter how much you try to tell them beforehand, for whatever reason, they can only think of the result that we had against them. You know, we beat them last time. And I'm telling them, listen, it's a different Mexico. The coach that they have now has brought a piece of that Spanish women football system to them. And the players on Mexico have technically reached a level where they can actually bring out the system in the game. And I am seeing them play us, and I know that, you know, we might not be at our best right now, but, you know, I see them potentially being right up there with the Canada and the USA.
I'm very sorry. I think that they're close to Canada. They're further to Canada than we are to them. I think so.
Yes, I would agree. I think right now the world ranking would tell you that they're closer to us than Canada. I think that is misleading because it looks like we are further away from those top two teams, and Mexico is a lot closer.
Yes,
and further from us than close to them. So
yes.
Look, it just goes to show, right? Of course, they have invested a lot of money in the women's league over there. And when I say a lot, we cannot compete with the scale of money that they invested there. But further than that, what they have been able to do is, because Mexican's national team has an identity, JD, it's like the men's team, they have been able to kind of make that their foundation. So when I watched the women's team playing yesterday, the captain of the team, number 4, it's like I'm literally watching Edson Alvarez, JD. The way how she's playing in the system of their team. Yes, it's like she's nice, man. Yeah, they have a template. They have a way that they kind of set up the team, and they basically are plugging in the type of player that can fill out the role for there. But
just to see Saldivar, Collins, Soto coming straight into the main team, and they have really transformed this damn team. Because Collins is the same U20, U17 is dominant team, you know. It's them, you know.
If you look at their ages, right? All of those girls are between like 22 and 24.
Jason, so but these are the same dominant teams that was fighting with United States. So they just transferred it to the big team, and they are doing the same thing, you know.
Correct, and they have been able to kick on because they don't have to go and seek anywhere to play their football. They can play for the Monterreys of the world. They can play for Pumas, play for Tigres, and they will get developed just the same.
because what has happened is they have now attracted better coaches for their club teams because the money has been upped, so they can compete. So if you look at even the managers of the club teams in Mexico, it's top coaches coaching them, like really good coaches.
Yeah.
And you can see it play out on the field.
Yeah, man. Yesterday I saw Soto, man. Soto, I'm saying, damn. I remember when this little girl came on in youth 15s. And I'm saying, this jersey is bigger than this little girl. But when she touched the ball, I'm saying, oh my God. I saw why she's there, Remember, I was talking about the Flores them. So, so I was talking about the Flores and those things. And Soto was, like, Soto just came in. Because remember, Flores was at, Chelsea at the time.
She was the talked about one.
Yes, and then I saw Soto, I'm saying, Jesus, God. Okay, all right. And then by youth 17s, people, both Flores, M Flores and F Flores, they all have their same hype. That was true. Michelle Fang and those girls, Collins, had their hype. Because Colleen was the captain as well. So she had her hype, but it was all Soto. While U20s, Soto in U20 team when she was pretty much 17. So she was the only one that made the big jump instant. And I think Maribel, if Africans can correct me there, Maribel did make the jump as well, but it was Soto and Maribel alone. Saldivar came on after because she wasn't really so privileged to the bigger actions, but she was in the team, but she never had the hype as none of them. And look at Saldivar is already up there as well. She's there with them now. So you see, so sometimes progression is not so linear as what we thought. Because the ones that we thought would have just jumped straight to the top, Saldivar them just jump ahead of them.
Another thing I noticed, JD, you see with Mexican national team, the women right now, they have a thing where if you looked at their squad in the last cup they played, the last window, they had, I would say they made about 6 or 7 changes, in that squad. But they are able to do that because they have their set system and they can plug and play. We get so caught up in all of our teams, whether it's women or men, always too much, we're always saying this, always too much chop and change. But that is actually the way of international football, If you don't pick the players that are on form before you pick the team, what is the point?
Yes, I'm showing the people their age. I'm showing that Saldivar is 18 years old. So when we are saying that Buckley needs some experience and she needs to go to college and she needs to do this, Saldivar is like a 3-year pro. Or 5 years, because how long I'm watching her, she was on the bench coming through, so that's 2 years of development, and the next 3 years she's playing professional football. And then our 20-year-olds them going to college, trying to come out at 21 to try and look at Club Jason. But she's 5 years pro, and she's 18.
and that's the thing again, is opportunity, right? So they have the league in place, so their talents don't have to go and seek anything. Them can learn in their own environment and get a development that is on par with anywhere around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
We are not at that place, and it's going to take a while. So our young talents that we deem young talents, they need to get out. So for that reason, I want to congratulate one of our young talents in Jamaica, getting a chance to go. Davia Richards committed to Florida Memorial University.
Oh God. How old is Davia Richards?
Davia Richards is now 19.
19, okay. All right, so
yes.
another.
So she will be going.
Yeah.
She will be going to Florida Memorial under the tutelage of a very good coach, and that is good because I don't believe that her staying and scoring hat tricks in the JWPL is going to translate to anything for her on any world level or world stage. So that is good. More of those that need to happen. All the coaches out there, diaspora coaches, whatever kind of coaches, these girls need the opportunities because the league is going to take some time. They shouldn't abandon it. I'm not saying that, but the ones that are really the pick of the bunch, they need to go to a level that they can actually challenge themselves.
Before the game said, JD, can the caller which he knows who's on the phone, but because the caller never presents himself. Wonderful before the game. Don't give him any name. You understand? Because he never had any. Tell us what he saw as their weaknesses in the Jamaica team.
Okay, thank you for the question there. Is
Yes.
that before the game?
Yes, and
Yes, thank you.
and I am done after that,
in the game.
Jason. Because I have to get the food. But go ahead.
So what? You have to go eat the food. You say your wife is cooking.
Yes. And I have other things to do on my desk here.
Okay.
YouTube not
Alright,
making me any money. I have to do other work in a big mass, you know? Yes.
For the love. We do it for the love.
Yes, you do it for love. So I need to make the people money so I can buy non-pork. Because them say I should not eat any pork. I need to buy other dear expensive things that I don't know as yet. Because up to this point, none of them tell me what I should buy. They said I should not eat meat and I should not eat seafood. Before this stream, I thought that, aside from some callaloo and cabbage, why so extreme, Go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, before the game, the biggest weakness I saw in both games was just connectivity between the players and Jamaica. So what I mean by that is, too many times it would be, one or two players have a plan, and then the 2 or 3 players around them have a totally different plan. So the spaces that Mexico were able to find were made even greater by the lack of connectivity between the players. So I don't know if it was a communication breakdown in match or the plan was just flawed to begin with, but it looked like a lot of disconnection between the players. And the spaces were so wide and massive that, Mexico had a field day. They could look up and pick their spots, run into spaces. There was numerous opportunities and space everywhere. And I think it just came down to the connectivity of the players being off. They were not connected enough. Too much guessing in terms of when they were going to close down, if they had support in certain areas. Everything was disconnected. I think that was the biggest issue. Another issue I saw was just an overall lack of confidence, in terms of some of the mistakes that I saw made. It seems as if they were brought about because of they're unsure of what they want to be doing. So I just think overall they looked underprepared, in terms of some of the mistakes I saw being very simple ones, right? And I think because of that, the confidence went. And, once the confidence goes, you're playing against a good team with a clear strategy that is, executing that strategy, it's going to look the way it looked. But I think the biggest problem for me was connectivity between the players. It seemed like there were no relationships on the pitch, whether we had the ball or when we were out of possession. And I thought it was even more glaring out of possession. Okay,
but connectivity is a hard thing to attain, Jason. Clearly, you say they're doing coaching, so it takes time. Whatever system you're running takes time and clear identity and the capability to do so too as well. Because if you're using speed transition or the simplest ones are just kicking from back to front, so you know that's what you're going to be doing. And you have to be able to control and fight within 2 or 3 players. But also on the defensive end, closing down, you still have to work on something. So even kicking away the ball, we'll have to have a lot of other structural plan to it. So one team was just better than one, Jason. One team was just better than one.
That's true.
And I think if they just even if they had connectivity, I actually think that one is just a better quality team than one. That's what I would say.
Yes.
So connectivity would have stopped the numbers of goals and create something for Jamaica. But I still believe that Mexico would have won it, regardless of that's what I think. Still, Jason is thinking different.
No, I'm not saying if they were totally connected they would have won. I'm just answering the question. To me, that was the biggest glaring thing that I saw. You saw one team that understood space and how to create space when they're in possession and how to limit space when they're out of possession, and we didn't have an idea of how to do either of those things.
You think so? How much you put on the eye press when you're barely controlling each one of your thirds? You think that was a coaching error to eye press them so further up the pitch?
Yes, because in order for a high press to work, the players who are the second phase of that high press need to understand where they need to be, and I think that was the main issue. And also, Mexico is a team that almost wants you to do that.
Yes, I know. I was
Falling
about to
into
come
their
to that
trap.
part.
You're falling into their trap. Mexico has a knack for, if you notice, when they're playing out, the centre backs literally are like wing backs,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
then Bernal just understands where to go. If she's needed in the middle of that to split them, she'll do that. Sometimes she even tells the centre back to stay more central, and she'll go to the left or the right. So they just know, based on where the top two people that are pressing, or even three, how to set up. And Delgado in the midfield is also a genius when it comes to space. So she makes the extra player every time. So they really want to invite you to do that so that they can beat that first line.
Okay.
And then once they get the ball to Ovalle or whoever else is playing on the other side, it's a field day because it's 4v3, 4v4, and they know how to deal with those situations because the runs that they make sense and make sure that they have space.
All right. So before you go to the final one, because even though we were talking, I tried to show you that they are better, and the reason why I said they are better, majority of the goals that scored were individual one swings. So after they beat the press, goes out wide, they didn't have even used the take-ons. They whipped the ball around 4 Jamaican players every single time to get into their key player breaking through the middle. So you don't think those are poor defensive errors? Like, how can one player break through 4 players to get the ball? That finish, God. From
it's because of the levels of the runs, JD. So they'll have 2 players running, occupying, like let's say the Swaby sisters, and then they'll have the Sotos of the world, the Delgados of the world running into that second space. So the player wide just decides which level to put the ball. Either they put it behind the defense to chase in behind them, or they drop it into that half space. And that half space was always open because we are pressed up high. They beat the press. We have no coverage in certain terms of the CDMs because they have been sucked up the pitch. Because what Mexico does, they'll put all 5-6 players in the defensive third when they're building out, And if you're pressing them, going woman for woman, then it's gonna leave the 1v1s on the other end, which is what Mexico was doing.
Okay.
And because they're intelligent in their movement when they get into that final third, the players have the accuracy to just pick out that pass. So you're wondering, how the heck is she getting that ball from all the way over there to a player? But it's a directed pass, It's not like she's just whipping it for no reason.
Yeah, that's I'm showing people how the goal scored just a while ago. Trying to show them how they just change it, and it's between 4. The ball is the curve on some of those balls are impressive, man. That's why before the game came.
That girl Ovalle, if she wants to, can go to any big club.
Yeah, man, but she was one of the best players last year in Concacaf, right? So I think she
killed USA in the Gold
Yes,
Cup.
yes. But I'm not even talking about the Gold Cup. I'm talking about the normal leagues. Like she was there. She was up there for
Champions Cup.
Yes, she was up there for the best player in our region. So it's not like a question. Yeah, so I'm showing people
when they had the voting. Yeah.
I'm showing people. See it. All the goals came with the fizzing crosses. All the goals came with the same. I'm showing them the sequence of the passes. The same one. Wide, beat the press, go over the next flank, get this separation, whip it around the unrushing defenders, and the late runner gets through 2 defenders every single occasion to put it in the back of the net. So they are showing you, Jason, that they are better than the other players because it's hard for me to see 2 players rushing back and 1 player run through the slip coverage and get the ball. It just seems that's tough.
We have been kind of talking about this from what tactically was wrong with Jamaica, right? But I want to ask another question.
I can answer that one.
You look at
very easy.
Huh?
I can answer that one. What tactics was wrong? This is what we're gonna get against all capable teams that can possess the football and can work under pressure because we're not at the level of being a possession-based team. I think what Donaldson did was a maxed out to our capability. You know?
And I was going to say, I remember during the World Cup, when we got to the second round,
yes,
people were upset that we're not having enough goal scoring opportunities.
Okay.
And
you remember my statement?
We need to do more. And
you remember my statement?
And I'm saying to
Go
them,
back and check the video.
Really not using the brain, because this man is any coach, right? Surely, especially a World Cup coach in the World Cup, you have to focus on the results. You cannot focus on anything else. And because this coach decided to do what he did, play a pragmatic system, counter-attacking, some would say park the bus, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? That had us in the round of 16 at the World Cup.
Yeah, well, as what I've said, that's what I said back then, and I'm going to say no. I think what it is doing now is to show that what we are saying at that time, Donaldson get the best out of that. And the question to come back and ask, would he have done different if he had different quality players? And I said, I think so, because I saw him played coach other teams, and he can play technical other systems with higher technical players. So I just believe that he saw the limitations of the players and got the best out of it with the capability. With the other teams that they're playing against, with the team's capability that they're playing against. Because if you remember, go back to the USA team, which he pretty much gave that game away against USA. Right. Just to focus on the next game.
Because he know that's the World Cup game.
That's how we can make it. And that's why people, we need to pride ourselves more on the education part, because that's why we're going to argue so much, because we're not applying education to it. Big up yourself, Andrew. Massive respect, big boss. Yeah, man. So,
so do you think I know obviously tactically the setup wasn't correct, right? But do you think that where they put the personnel as well caused more problem?
Yeah, for me, Blackwood should not be on the field. I think she makes a lot of unnecessary job for Cardoza. I saw Blackwood run into a traffic of two players and just give the ball to them and be scrapping on the ground. I honestly, I'm very sorry, people. I think Blackwood should just be an impact player as best as possible, or you just use her as a striker or just a flat out winger in a 4-3-3 that she doesn't have the comeback, and you could use others to fit the umbrellas. And you have other players that can do the job. So based off that, I don't think she deserves to make national team. I think these are the players you have to get rid of in order to get the national team into the system that you claim that you want to play. Jamaica is not that full of talent that you can allow someone to do two jobs to allow her on the field. And she doesn't offer so much things offensive. I wouldn't pick her. I'm very sorry. Those are the little patches I'm looking at.
Yeah, to me, it was like, it seemed like they were trying to play more possession football in the second game, especially. And for the personnel I saw them pick, it just seemed like they had more technical players sitting on the bench waiting to play.
Yeah, but I never wanted to touch that because I don't want them to beat me, because I'm saying that what the coach is them saying, it just sounds like for the main team. You're saying something and everything that should give you the best outcome of what you're saying, you seem to do the opposite. So who is influencing these selections?
Your decisions not matching up with what you're telling us in these press meetings and stuff. Yeah.
So that's why I said, because I never wanted to pile on so much on them, but I saw that as well, but yes, okay. Yeah, but it is what it is. You joined the show late, so we will catch up, I have to run and get the food and stuff and finish up some work, all right?
Yeah, man. And before you go,
yes, what you have to say now? What you have to say?
I just want to say to all of you people out there, just understand that Arsenal fans are allowed to be happy, okay? It's not a crime.
All right, take care. Jesus Christ.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah, hang up even. I am tired of the Arsenal fans. What food, JD? Intangible food? Oh my God. Simon. On the talk crap, we weren't there to beat Mexico and play 10 players behind the ball. The girls are improving. But we... They have never played a 29th ranked team up and down the field. It was a friendly. All right, the man. If you think we're talking crap, all right? Because that means you have not listened to what we have said. Because we said similar things to what you have said, but we gave you the answer to those things as well. But you never listened. So I think you're just here to argue. And your brain cells just lock off from we started the first part of the conversation. All right. Arsenal. All right. Congratulations to Arsenal, people. They had won the game against Real Madrid. You could say that Rice and Peas won the game on his own. He just kicked 2 top bins, free kicks, and that's it. Aside from that, Mbappe was running rings the whole night, but his finishing was just not on that. Everyone watched the game. I just wanted to give Arsenal their credit. Never wanted to criticize anything that took place on the field, So good Rice and Peas free kicks, those are some Beckham-esque free kicks, Courtois. I'm disappointed in you, Courtois. You should not be allowed back in Belgium. All right? Yes, you should not be allowed back in Belgium. How can you have those things happening to you, Courtois? And know that I can't sleep well because I'm getting tormented by these people. Nah, JD, that is... oh my God. I said I never wanted... congratulations to Arsenal winning the game. All right? That's it. And that's it. Congratulations to Arsenal winning the game. Nitro. Before the game, Jay Seguna, Sheridan, and all the Arsenal mans them. All right? You guys won the game. And I told you we were going to hear that the league is not important anymore. We are concentrating on other things. It was test. We are building. It was an experimental. We did some good things. We have never gone into the final third of a 29th ranked team so often. The girls are improving. Okay, well, we had explained to you that Mexico don't tools as well, and we went into France's off quite amount of times. Way more in dangerous areas than what we did against Mexico. We were running up and down, doing things, not really creating much against Mexico, to be honest. We did better against France, and France are a better team than Mexico, and they are higher ranked team than Mexico. So we give credit when it's due the man, but we watch football and we don't talk in the way that everyone accepts it, because they don't see everything that we see, because we get paid to come and show those things. Kiss me teeth, Rusty Gunners just well, give them listen to me, chess. Let me be honest, they won the game. Let me give them their credit. All right. Let me give them their credit. I'm not going to talk about any goal they won it. I hope they win the Champions League, all right? But I don't want to hear they are going to win the Champions League. Just play games and let me talk about the games, them, the individual games, them. Because my problem with Arsenal is all about the over-the-top hype. I've always said that. It's the over-the-top hype. You understand me? If you won one game, that's it. Nobody else good. Nothing exists anymore. That's what I can't stand. And if you just type in Arsenal, just type in AFTV, and I'm telling you, you will have the same problem I have. All right, JD. You encouraging the 8. No, I'm not. I'm trying to explain my side. All right, I am taking it. I am taking it a game at a time, and I know the tie is not over. If they don't get a goal within the first 25 minutes, I would say the tie is over. Mbappe had good amount of chances. Vinny's take-ons was not good. But you told me, Jason, that Mbappe wouldn't have dribbled past everybody, but Mbappe, he was doing whatever he wants, Jason. So I guess Mbappe outplayed what your expectation would have looked like. You told me Saliba is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and who said everybody is the greatest backline? Mbappe, they can't stop Mbappe, people. I'm telling you, they can't stop Mbappe. He has to be not on fire to not score because this man is getting away just the same. He's just not scoring on the day. But I can promise you, Mbappe will be scoring at the Bernabeu. He will be scoring, people. So it will be a tense affair, you know. Mbappe got away 3 times in 90 minutes. I will take those numbers. people, just all right. The tie isn't over. But Arsenal dominated the CL champions yesterday. Would you say it's a domination? Before the game, would you say Arsenal dominated the game? Alright, you know what? People, Arsenal won the game. I wanted to just stop and give them their flowers. Yeah. I'm going to give them their flowers, you know. Before the game says that they dominated Real Madrid, you know. They had spells that they had continuous actions, that is true. But dominating them, I wouldn't say so because every single time Real Madrid had an outlet. And domination, I want to believe that they wouldn't have had any outlet. Blood. Alright? Alright, you know what? Let me just flick over to Real Madrid because this is the problem. Now I understand why before the game is a Arsenal fan, you know. It's alright. Alright, Arsenal, yeah. Let me give them their flowers. Party control the middle. Alright, let me give them their flowers, you know. God damn, I never wanted to pay that to the man. I wanted to escape it, but they're not giving me any time to escape it, you know. Alright, so this is the game, people. I'm just gonna go through the numbers just to show you what took place, you know. Second half, I thought that they were extremely better, but first half, they weren't dominating no Real Madrid. Alright, so these are the two different stats. 55% possession to Arsenal to 45. 6 shots to 5. 2 big chances out of that. Expected XG is a little bit higher. 2 times higher. 3 times higher than Real Madrid. All right, and the passes similar. 3 saves apiece. Real Madrid had a slight extra shot, but as you saw, Arsenal shots are a little bit more cleaner and more points filled. Yeah, and then the second half now they got away on the shots. None of them was big chances because we told you the 2 shots scored was belters, free kicks out of this world, you know, 32, 34 yards, free kicks scoring. So I don't know those as big chances. So really and truly, when Arsenal never scored the chances, was literally in the first half. And this man coming here, they dominate game. You score some big. Yeah, that's why. This is the problem. You score 2 ridiculous free kicks that wouldn't score. No, it would have scored on any given day. But goddamn, without those free kicks, you wouldn't be talking like that before the game. That's the problem, you know. You wouldn't be talking like that before the free kick. Can you conclusively state that you would have won the game without the free kicks? Be honest. Without the free kicks, who got the more better lookings them? I would say Real Madrid had 1 extra different lookings, better lookings than Arsenal overall. So how can you say dominate the game when they had the better lookings? At least it's 1 over the free kicks. Because you can just say the free kicks are anomalies. Period. When they were in possession, Arsenal control what Real Madrid were able to do with the ball. Hence the domination. Alright? Alright, you know what? JD Bailey takes better free kicks. No, brother, that's... People, I'm leaving because it's reaching the times of... I have to say things and people will get offended, you know? Yes, because the Bailey of his church, you know? Let them talk, JD. This is how Arsenal fans are. I am good. Real Madrid did not have a registered big chance. Yes, Jason, but if you watch football and you know that this is the mathematics they come in, you know. So if Mr. Man got away and did nothing with the damn chance, is it not still a chance, Jason? That is what I can't. You know what? People are not going to get into this Arsenal war. All right? That is the problem with them, you know. You take a win. Active JD. More. I take the win. Yes, JD. Arsenal control the counter well. Credit to Arsenal. Take your win. Yes. Next match is there. Hope you win it. All right. I know you will be restless all week. I can't wait until the weekend before the game. Because I can't even go on YouTube anymore. I'm telling you, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. JD, did you watch the game? Question. Arsenal was the better team. They created the better scoring opportunity and dominated midfield. Say thanks to us. We saved Manchester City. All right, people. Congratulations, Arsenal. I have said that. All right, listen. Apart from the free kicks, Arsenal got Real Madrid. Real Madrid had better possession of the game period. Me and you saw it come. And what's wrong with pro of Arsenal fans? My gosh. No. They said they never did nothing with the entries, them. So those don't count. But stop acting like they never got away on the entries. You get me? Because that's all you're talking about as well for Arsenal. But you know what, people? Please, let me wait until the next game. I have not put Arsenal in my title blood. So why am I here fighting about Arsenal? Arsenal could have beaten Real Madrid 5 or 6. Brother, stop your foolishness here, man. Stop it. 5 or 6 what? 5 or 6 what? 2 goals that you scored that literally would have not scored on any other day. You're talking Arsenal could have beaten Real Madrid 5 or 6? Jesus, God, yo, people, I am done with this foolishness. That's why I don't talk about Arsenal. This is the behavior they have, people. I can't stand it. Humilities ain't in their game. I am tired of them. This is the problem. They should have been in your title. Yes. I'm tired of it, you know? No, Real Madrid did nothing in the game. And Arsenal should have won it 5 or 6-0. God damn. God damn. God damn. Arsenal made 4 saves. Real Madrid made 5 saves. One made 4 saves and one made 5 saves. You know? It's okay. Put them in the title, JD. When the show finishes. I am not coming back until this damn game plays for the next one. And if they do win too convincing, I'm not coming back for a while. By the day end, they will say Rice is the greatest free kick specialist in history. Raya saves some paper shot, yeah. Couture made some whirlies. Real Madrid had one big chance that fell to Mbappe. All I'm saying here, people stop acting like Arsenal. Let me show you this, people. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna teach you about football. Remember last time I shut up you guys, Arsenal fans. All right, listen to this. Arsenal have Brentford. I bet you Arsenal don't beat Brentford coming whenever it is. Bet you Arsenal don't beat Brentford. Just like when I said they are not going to beat the other team the other day. And they went on to draw the damn game. So, stop this overhyping of Arsenal, alright? Real Madrid was slightly open, and some of their defenders ain't available, and you guys got some opportunities, and they were still dangerous. Come on, man. You know? And we acting like Arsenal won 3-0, 3, and nothing is wrong with that. Alright, Jason. Talk like that when they're not winning 3-0. Yeah? Yes, and join the delusional cult. Alright, yes. Arsenal fanboys are, yeah, believe me, I did not even click AFTV, people. I can't listen to them. Alright, because now you need to wrap up all the rest of the next 4 Premier League. And just give it to them, and they don't have to play a game. Believe me, I don't even want to hear what they have to say. I'll tie, better, oh my God. Can we, but I said, please, just watch it. Congratulations. I will send the free kick edit to all. You can't listen. You're hurting. No, it is not. I can listen to what they're going to say on the game, but is what they're going to be saying for the next 4 seasons. I'm talking about for this week, for the next 4 seasons. So they are projecting for the next 4 seasons for this end of the week. And I can't stand for those foolishness because I know it's not true. You not understand. I think you guys don't understand on the internet listening to these people. So it's not me having any hatred for Arsenal. Believe me, I like Arsenal. I've been watching Arsenal for majority of my life. Alright, so I like Arsenal. It's just the fan base, man. The way they think and the expectations. Container meat don't last long, JD. Oh my God. So people, Arsenal, again I'm going to say it. Arsenal, congratulations. I'm not a hater. You guys won a game. Alright, look how Arsenal well, I hate them. Chest, I don't hate them. The fan base is just too toxic. I can tell you, they might won 3-0 and you have mans out there fighting the rest of the fan base just the same. Alright? Alright, thanks Arsenal to win 3-0. Thanks. Alright, you're satisfied now? Nitro people. Please smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the Imaxit platform. We have done almost 3 hours. I don't go this long on streams. I am here. I am a Arsenal hater. Alright, a lot of public Arsenal haters. Congrats to Arsenal. They did what nobody thought they could do. Alright. Okay, we're not going to describe the goals or anything. For helping Manchester City, who are in 5th. Oh my God. Alright, people, take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.